I like this. Yeah. Get out, Maestro. Real nice, Maestro. I do this here for you. You know how we do. I do this here for you. For the ride with the bang. Know that love to go and hang. Get your food, get your drink. Go and let it swing. It's here for you. I do this here for you. To my homies in the club, they get the vibe. It's the trick you about to hit because the partner hooked it up. It's here for you. I do this here for you. To my homies on the block, stacking knots by dropping rides, dodging cops when shit gets high. Come back out, reopen shop. This here's for you. I do this here for you. Girl in the dance, but no dick is in your plan. Yet you're trying to find something to stick. So yes, I understand this here for you. I do this here for you. I don't know why you niggas wanna hate on my life. I do this here for you, you and you. I do this here for you, you and you. You and you. I don't know why you niggas wanna hate on my life. I do this here for you, you and you. I do this here for you, you and you. You and you. To the man with the wire behind his back, live and try. From his brother, nephew, nieces, telling and you let it slide. It's here for you. I do this here for you. For the wire with the baby, you're the show that is maybe. Yet you're smiling, then you say someday that living like some shit that is for you. I do this here for you. Those that knew but did not tell, best believe you will rebel. Once the plan is set in motion, in your chest you do feel it is for you. I do this here for you. I don't know why you niggas wanna hate on my life. I do this here for you, you and you. For you, I do this here for you, you and you. Yes, you and you. I don't know why you niggas wanna hate on my life. I do this here for you, you and you. For you, I do this here for you, you and you. You and you. Those that blow and those that don't. Those that serious to get drawn. Those that love the thing that's smooth and slow. Just sit down if you want and let them know that it's for you. Everything that I'm gonna do for them cowboys. That says with the broken English too. For the ones that's still behind. Him the hustler on his grind. Once the paper falls in line. But believe you always shine. I let them know that it's for you. Everything that I'm gonna do just to keep it. I be falling all of y'all be ballin'. Oh, I do this here for you. I do this here for you. I don't know why you niggas wanna hate on my life. I do this here for you, you and you. I do this here for you, you and you. You and you. I don't know why you niggas wanna hate on my life. I do this here for you, you and you. I do this here for you, you and you. Truck. Y'all know how we do. It's the Southwest thing. Always know that. Always will be. Breathe it, live it, till I die. All right. Y'all know. For you, baby. Holla back. Ow! What's good?
As a small business owner, you're juggling the job of
good. Welcome to another episode of MZ Talks Boxing. I'm your host, MZ. running with the family. I see Joseph Brown and made it into the building. Let me go ahead and holler and say, what's up, Joseph Brown? Judge Joe Brown. What's happening? The Honorable. I also got Trey X in the house. What's going on, bro? Glad to see you making it through. I'm hoping that I'm coming through clear and everything is going smooth. I'm hoping everybody's having a good week and life is treating them well. As you can see, I don't want to do too much holding up, but I will. Lomachenko has pulled out of the fight or have delayed the fight with Tank Davis. And we're gonna dive into that. I've been hearing some conversations of what should Tank's next move be. I say follow the list. Follow the list that's been put together, or that's been told to us that has been put together. Next man up. But I have noticed that it's been quite quiet with Shakur. He hasn't been doing a lot of twittering. At least I haven't caught it. Him doing a lot of tweeting. And usually when guys go silent, it's been proven more times than not that they end up being in negotiations. So maybe no negotiations are going on between Shakur's camp and Gervonta Davis's camp. Not Coach Calvin Ford, but the other guy that works with Tank was saying that they were going to be shooting at Shakur probably to get him up next in the lineup to see what happens. I just want to know what you guys might be thinking or how you might be taking this in and give me your point of views on what you think might be going on with Lomachenko. What's your thoughts on that? What's your thoughts on if Shakur should be the next guy up? Terrence Crawford is getting ready for Madrimov. I'm excited about that. I'm really excited about that. I want to see what Terrence is going to be able to do with 154, how he's going to react, things like that. The same questions that he has for himself, I also have for him. So, yeah, I guess we're on the same riding the same tracks when it comes to that. I believe Shadeja Green, if I'm tripping or not, does she have a fight coming up? But I know the GWOAT has a fight coming up at I think it's light heavyweight. She has a good fight coming up. Fighters that should be on the track for people to start paying attention, because I'm gonna break something down. And we got Yasser in the house early. Oh shit, I dropped my blunt. We got Yasser in the house early. Salute MZ, Trey X, Joseph Brown. Glad to see everybody in the house. I was checking out those shoes and stuff. Yes, what was it? The Birdman lugs or something like that. I never got into those shoe things, but it is what it is. Also stepping through the door, we got Hyphy stepping in. He says, "Greetings, brother MZ. I don't need any warm-up rounds, so let me know when you're ready." You know what? This ain't no warm-up. This ain't no warm-up fight. You know, we go straight to the fire when it's time. I'm ready. I stay ready. You know, that's how it is. So whenever you're ready to start shooting off rounds, or you want to come on in here and grab the mic like I'm doing, pause, and spit what you got to spit, then let's get at it. Because I already know you got something cooking and hot for me. I'm ready to defend any kind of way that I need to. So let's make it pop off and pop off good. Anyway, as I was saying, we got the GWOAT. She getting ready to defend. I also want to touch about, Rod X is in the house. What's up, my people? Is what he's saying. What's going on, man? I'm going to just sit back and wait a couple of seconds and let the doors keep swinging back and forth so I can make sure I acknowledge everyone that comes in, spending their time, using their time to come and chill with me, because you could be doing whatever you want to do, but you chose to spend your time with me, and I appreciate that. I'm going to try not to bore you. I'm going to try to talk enough, but not enough to get on your nerve and see how things going. As I was getting ready to say, a lot of people are salivating over certain fighters and certain fights that should take place. But the way the landscape is set up, in my opinion, for some of these fighters, Terrence Crawford, I just bring him out, Terrence Crawford being one of those guys, I'm thinking, and this is just my thoughts, fighters like Boots Ennis, I would say don't waste any tread on your shoes trying to chase down Crawford at this time, because in my opinion, Crawford is in a situation where, one, he's rounding that corner to, dare I say, wrapping his career up. Two, he's sitting at a spot where he's got a chance. He's poised and set ready to start an attack on becoming an undisputed fighter at 154. Everything that's dangerous at 147, so let it be. Let it be dangerous. Boots is top-notch material, but at this moment, he is sitting at 147 pounds. Now, you have to ask yourself a couple of questions. Do you want to see Boots and Crawford so bad that you want to tell Boots, hey, just go up, take a chance, try to fight Crawford? Or are you trying to tell me that you really want Crawford to come back down and fight for a belt that he's already had? He's been undisputed at 147, so I say he should let that go. If he's going to 154, then let him go ahead and start that new journey. Boots has two choices. He can continue to chase Crawford or Earl Spence, which his chances with Earl Spence may be a little better, because I did catch him in the interview saying, not an interview, I'm sorry. I did catch a statement of him saying that, you know, if the money's right, he could fight Boots. He's not a champion of anything right now. So, you know, his road can be a little different. But at the moment, Terrence Bud Crawford, who is getting ready to attempt to become a champion at 147, the minute he steps into the ring, he loses some of his belts. I believe, what's the young man's name? Brian Norman Jr. Brian Norman Jr., as of August 3rd, once the bell rings for Terrence Crawford, Brian Norman Jr. will be elevated from the interim champion belt that he's holding to the number one champion, to the full-blown champion. These are things that are unfolding right in our eyes, and people are saying these fighters should fight. Boots should fight Terrence. Boots should fight Terrence. Terrence should fight Boots. I say Boots is in a unique position. He's at a spot where people know his name. He's got shine, and he has a lot of young fighters that surround his age, and some younger, that he can make legacy out of. Sorry, he just came at the wrong time in history. He just wasn't old enough to make it into the group of the fighters that people are hungry to see him see. And seeing that Terrence Crawford is set up in such a way that you can't really ask him to go backwards. You just really can't do that. You can, but you know, what sense would it make? Some people are going to call him duck. Some people are going to say all kind of things. But in the end, the only thing that's going to matter is what he does. Now, for Boots, it'll be a great scout. For Bud, it'll be a good scout. I've also heard Bud say him fighting Boots is a lose-lose situation for him. If he beats Boots, well, he's too young, you know, yada, yada. The same thing, the same old scuttlebutt that's usually spit out when fighters lose. You know, we heard it. Honestly, we heard it with Canelo when he lost to Floyd. Oh, he wasn't ready. He was too young, but he was a champion. You can't have it both ways. If you're going to put him out there, put him out there. But continuing on what Bud said, you know, me beating Boots, he'll be too young. And, you know, if he loses to Boots, well, the hell, yeah, it's nothing to say about that. Right now, this man is on a mission to do something else. I think Boots should be doing the same thing. Being on a mission to handle his business with something else. And since I brought up Brian Norman Jr., the native Atlanta native, just to bring up on it, isn't he sitting at 147? Yes, he is, because that's how he's going to be elevated. He seems to be, in my opinion, just, you know, given the eye test, I'll say he got good hand speed. He stays calm when he's under pressure, because the fight that he fought in order to get his hands on a belt was not just an easy walk in the park. You know, the guy that he was fighting, I can't remember his name. Y'all forgive me for that. It was a hell of a fight. The man stayed in his chest. He kept bringing pressure. It was an ugly fight. It was it was just one of those, you know, they was just scrapping. But I can give Brian Norman the thumbs up on staying calm throughout the whole fight. But something that I did notice about him that I'm hoping that they'll correct is his lack of head movement. It just wasn't there. He stayed on the line after he threw his punches. Satilian, I think that might be his name, Rod X. But anyway, as I was saying, you know, he don't keep his head off the line. He threw some combinations, but he was still there to be hit. And he showed that he got a nice set of whiskers on him, I'm thinking, because he ate quite a few, and I mean quite a few punches in that fight. Punches that, in my opinion, on the view of the camera, it looked like, you know, he didn't see him coming, but he withstood them. and he withstood them well. Other than his lack of head movement and good chin, I'll say he lets his hands go in close quarters, mid range. I guess that's a good way to say it. Mid range, I think would suits him best. That's when he really gets his hands off, and when he has nice body work. But I say he's gonna be something to deal with. His dad used to box, so right now he's all cylinders go. I just say that they should work on their head movement a lot more. Get his head off that line so he don't take unnecessary shots that he don't really need to take. Because eating shots you don't really need to take shortens your career. At some point, someday, that chin is going to fail you. You're going to get caught, and it's not going to be as sturdy as it was. So protect what you got for as long as you can. This is my way of thinking when it comes down to it. But other than that, I'll say Brian Norman Jr. is he's at that spot now. I might as well go ahead and put it out there the way I told you guys. I usually look at these guys when they pass a certain realm. Then it's time people start speaking on it. You start seeing the regulars, not so. I hate calling them casuals because my baby's sitting in that kind of role. But the casuals will start picking up the names and start riding with them. But I think that I think Brian Norman Jr. is going to be a all right champion. I can't wait to see what happens when he starts running across the other guys and start making his way through. Hopefully, these guys start fighting a little more often. They fight a lot prior to getting the belts, and then once they get the belts, it seems like the competition or the who they are trying to fight just seems not to be so interested anymore. And I'm still waiting on Hyphy because I told him we don't need no warm-up rounds. We need to get straight at it. Because I want to know what's going on. And I would like to hear from you guys. What do you think is going on with Lomachenko? You think he could be injured and not want to let on that he's injured? Because, or maybe he just really do want to take a time off for a little while to come back in 2025. I really don't know. But at the moment, he's going to wear what's the word? He's going to wear a duck jacket for a minute. They already about to hit him and beat him with this duck thing. Because it's already started. All I can say is he not ready to fight yet. So what can I say? But as you see on the titles ticker, my partner Hyphy gave us a nice little thing to read up on. Floyd threatened. Let me get it from the beginning. Gervonta ran from Lomachenko in 2017. Loma called him out. Gervonta kept saying, "I'm young, so I don't have to rush." When Gervonta was being disobedient to Floyd threatened him with the Lomachenko fight. Floyd said Gervonta got sugar in his tank, and Floyd said Shakur has more boxing skills, more skills than Tank. And this is what's being shot at me from a partner Hyphy. So I'm gonna go ahead and attack that. Let me see. Wait. What's this about? Fights sold less than 170 pay-per-views. I missed that part. Y'all bring it back to me. But let me get back to the chat so I can see what I'm missing. Yasser said you can't be mad at Lomachenko for ducking man that ducked him when he was asking for the fight. Oh, why didn't it light up like it was supposed to? There you go. You can't be mad at no, I'm not mad at him. You know what I'm saying? I'm really not mad at him or upset. I was surprised. To hear that I was excited to hear that the fight was going to happen. Then I was surprised to hear that it's being held off. When I heard the reasons, I'm going to honestly say I did not think duck. That was not one of the first things that came my way of thinking. The first thing that came to my way of thinking was, who's next? Who's next on the list? Who's after Loma? Who's next on the list? Let's go get him. I'm excited. Like when strap season started and the conversation was, I'm going after belts. I was excited to see that fighter execute that plan. And since this is supposedly Tank's plan, Gervonta's plan, or Abdullah Wahid, whatever you want to call him, it's still Tank. If this is his plan, I want to see it work out. So the boy Yasser said it should be Shakur. It should be Tank versus Shakur. Baby world beater. Like I said before, where you at? He not tweeting a lot. don't mean that, some people might say, hey, he didn't shut up because he's a little nervous, he's scared. But I think they could be at the table right now, hashing it out, figuring out what they going where they gonna fight at, figuring out who gonna be the A side and the B side, all the stuff that people are always talking about when it comes down to it. But if it looks like the universe is giving everybody pretty much what they're asking for. Shakur been screaming and screaming and screaming. He wanted. All of a sudden, Loma just happens to not feel well or not up to par right now. And whatever's going on with him in his camp, I hope he's doing okay. But if the man said he got to step back for a little while, then Shakur, I say pull your boots up and let's get it. I don't know Tank's other coach's name, Kenny. I think Coach Kenny. I think it's Coach Calvin Ford and Kenny's the bald head guy with the goatee, the heavy set one. He was saying that Shakur could be next to get it. That's pretty much the plan. If that being the case, I'm ready to see what happens. I'm ready to see if Shakur is going to be able to do and show all he said that he is, or will he get ran through. I had caught I was catching, thanks to D-Lo, he had put up that the era of the original Four Kings, the Four Kings that I knew, not these youngsters, but Sugar Ray, Thomas Hearn, Marvin Hagler, and Roberto Duran. It didn't really click in my head until watching the footage of them. I was like, dude, these dudes all fought each other. All of them went out there like no fear, wasn't no. Well, Sugar and Hagler had some issues because Sugar he got hurt, then he retired for a little while. He did kind of drag Hagler through it for a while. But as they all still fought. They all did still fight. And these guys that we're looking at in front of us that's supposed to be the so-called kings, only one of them is really stepped up. And now, let me see. Who really stepped up to fight? Ryan stepped up to fight Devin, and he fought Tank. So I got to give Ryan that, even though he's crazy as a bag of cats, or he's acting crazy as a bag of cats. I still got to give him that. He said, "Damn, you can't for ducking them." Okay, so y'all hit me where it said. I guess my boy hiding from me. He don't want to come out here and get this smoke, but it is what it is. Anyway, I also want to ask, because shit, that hurt. Nobody really giving me nothing back on Brian Norman Jr., but I know you guys know who I'm talking about. And I just want to know if y'all, let me see, man's all fault each other. Don't know why they can't these days. Exactly, yes. It's, I think they get hung up on who going to come out first and who going to be considered as the A side and all these little nuances of it. But shoot, back then it was more like, shoot, we fighting for pride. They were gonna get paid, but we weren't worried about what they were getting paid back in the day. That's the difference of now. And back then, people weren't worried about what the fighters were getting paid. They were just ready to see them get out there and actually fight. The best fighter fighting the best fighter. We got to go through all kind of negotiations and situations, and it's almost easy to always blame Bob Arum and such and so for fights not happening. But let's remember something. Bob Arum been around way back in the day. He was part of Ali's fights and forming fights. He was part of that. So fights were getting made under his watchful eye then. So I'm not going to say he really the one that holds up the fights now. I have to take my foot off the gas for that. Rod X said he wouldn't mind seeing Boots fight Brian Norman Jr. I think that would be a good fight. You know what I'm saying? I really think it would be a good fight. Instead of trying to chase Crawford or any of the big names that got a little age on them. Any of the big names that's over 30, I would say let them go ahead and do what it is that they trying to do in their pasture. And I would start trying to collect the scalps that I could get my hands on in this pasture. If Boots is trying to really, if he's really trying to become an undisputed champion, and his first goal is to be an undisputed champion at 147, then so be it. Go after that. But I could honestly say, if you look back at it now, because hindsight is 2020 vision, and this might get you to look at it at this situation that's happening now a little different and say, "What's up, La La D in the house? You got the crowns and everything." MC, she came in early today. "What's up, sis? Glad to see you coming through." But as I was saying, since they at this situation, let the old cats, 30 and over, let them go ahead and do what they gonna do. If one of them slip where they happen to fall back into your realm where you can do what you need to do and make a fight with them, then so get that fight. But right now, chasing Crawford, I don't think that's gonna do him any good. So go ahead and fight people. Bust up Brian Norman if you can. That'll be a decent scalp. You would get at him young, because the longer you let him sit around, the conversation start morphing into some all kind of negatives or some nonsense that people don't really want to hear. If you're gonna make the fights and you firmly trying to be undisputed at 147, then Jerron Boots Ennis, I say you should unleash on 147. Don't worry about what's at 154 unless you're going there. Unless you plan on giving up the belt that you got your hands on now and going up to 154. I say you should just stay and become undisputed at 147. That's what I say. But I still agree with you, Rod X, and saying I wouldn't mind seeing them fight. Straight up, all around the block. Rod X said Boots has stated he wants to unify then fight Bud. Well, unifying, that's what he should do. Let's just remember. Only way for him to make it happen, and this just real spiel right here. They're gonna have to fight more than one time a year. They're gonna have to pretty much push like trying to fight 3 times in a year in order for you to try to get yourself in the situation to be fighting Bud, because I haven't heard Bud talking about leaving yet, but aspirations of being undisputed at 154, I have heard him speak on that. Going back down to 147, I believe we can all go ahead and hang your head up on the nail and say that's not going to happen, because the man has said on more than one occasion that it's hard to make 147, like we heard Spence say. We heard Bud say it as well. As a matter of fact, he said it the same night that he defeated Spence. He also said it was kind of hard for him to make 147. But he has said it again since then. So the only way to fight these names that you really covet, I guess, is you're going to have to move up, because I don't see them moving down. I really don't. I feel like this part the game, I guess, you got the part where you say Floyd Mayweather messed up some of the game, but I have to say this part of the game with fighters are jumping out of divisions and moving around and really not fighting straight ahead. What's there? Canelo. It's the Canelo effect. But I'm pushing for Boots. Whichever way it go, all I can do is say I'm gonna watch the fights. And when he going up against somebody I think he might not beat, I'm going to root for that person. But for right now, I say he should go ahead and roll through 147 or attempt to. I know some people might say, forget the belt, go after the scalp, go after Terrence Bud Crawford. But Bud ain't, what's going to make Bud fight Boots right now? He got a chance to be he has a chance in front of him to get his hands on the belt at 154. How many divisions that'll make him a 4-time champion? I mean, the four division champion. Please, somebody correct me if I'm wrong. But who's going to give that up to go down to fight back? Oh, we got hype in the house. Who's going to give that up to go down to gain the belt once had? It's like the old adage. Hey, I did that already. What I got to do it again for? You want me to do something new and fresh? Then come on up here. And I hate to say it, but this is one of those situations, really almost what Crawford can say, come get you a belt in this area where I'm at right now, and I'll do something for you. We can get it on in, because you will have something that really means something to what I'm trying to do. Because I say it just so happens, Crawford, it looks like his attention, the way the game is starting to love him and things like that. It's all coming around at a perfect time where you can say we actually seeing the man start to get his flowers while he's still doing pretty good things. He just demolished Errol Spence, and it started there. He's getting a chance to fight for a belt at 154 against Madrimal, in which case, if he can pull that off, you know it's gonna be ringing loud and heavy. People gonna be screaming the Canelo thing. But Canelo, if nobody has paid attention, has Canelo not shown us that he's not going to do what the fans are asking at all, ever? And then to hear him say, he actually had the nerve to say, yeah, I fought Mayweather and the names that he fought, Laura and this and that. And I fought these guys. So I fought all these guys. I got the right to fight whoever I want to, whenever I want. And I'm like, oh, wow. Well, nobody really fussed about it or complained about it. Actually, all the people that get mad at black fighters or white fighters or Mexican fighters, they all together solemnly said nothing. They just kept it quiet and kept it moving. I guess Canelo really is going to be able to get away and do what he want to do. We got D-Lo 404 boxing in the house. Didn't I see D-Lo come in here and say salute? Am I tripping? Yeah, he say salute all. He a 3-division champion. Okay, La D. So if he wins at 154, that will make him a 4-division champion. 135, 140, 147, 154. Thank you, bro, and La D. So he get a better than 154. What's that answers the question of what I threw out there. What's going on, Hyphy? I don't want to hold you in the background too long and make you feel like I ain't trying to get with you because I'm here. What's happening?
Why Gervonta Ennis don't call out Brian Norman Jr.?
Why don't he call out Brian Norman Jr.? I have no, most of the time when people say they're trying to call out somebody, and I'm just screaming this out here because I'm not advocating for anybody really except how they should, in my opinion, move because the way the board is set up right now. Brian Norman Jr. will become full-fledged champion August 3rd, right? Isn't that when Crawford fights? He'll become full-fledged champion as soon as Crawford steps in the ring and the bell steps in the ring and the bell rings. Okay, we got the ring. And we'll see how that goes. If he wants undisputed, he will have to likely see Norman. These are words from D-Lo 404 boxing, who is joining the conversation. Trey X says Brian Norman Jr. getting more attention than Emantis Stanionis. It's crazy. We really haven't. When is the last time Stanionis even stepped in the ring to get his groove on? Because, I like to say Stanionis out there doing his thing and trying to make it happen. But at the same point, this is bringing to what I'm saying more to light. It's more to it at 147 than for Boots to be chasing Bud. He could actually be making a nice argument for himself and collecting some good scalps at 147. I think we get hung up on trying to become great sooner than what you need. You got a lot of time. What is Boots? 25, 26? He got some time. Somebody start kicking their promoters in the butt, or whoever it is that's representing them. If you really want to make the people be looking at you and riding with you from here to ends, start fighting more. Now, why Bozy and Jerron haven't called out Brian Norman Jr.? I couldn't tell you that, Hype. But it would, like Rod X and I both say, I wouldn't mind seeing it. Out of sight, out of mind. I guess that goes for Stanionis when it comes to Rod X speaking out. And I appreciate that helping me out. They claim T.O. is waiting for Norman Fight Jr., but I call bullish on T.O. Wait, T.O. fight at 140, don't he? Is he getting ready to go up to 147? Because I could have sworn that Brian Norman was 147.
Well, that's the fight that, Top Rank, they just, floating around talking about they going to, try to work on that fight to, it's really for Tio, not for Brian Norman. But, Brian Norman, his daddy, I was listening to his interview that he did 2 nights ago, and his daddy was saying, yeah, he welcomed that fight. And, he just kind of like laugh at the fight with Tio because it's not going to go the way Tio think. But they the ones they talking about, they'll fight Jerron right now. And they pointed out that Jerron ain't never called them out. Jerron and his dad, they never call him out. So they asking how is Jerron supposed to be like this boogeyman and all this stuff when they never call him out. Y'all talking about Jerron and he quote unquote chasing Terrence. Why they don't chase Brian? Brian said he right there.
Now, he just turned 27. I guess Boots just turned 27. Stanionis fought 2 months ago against a 4.5 off a big win. Okay, did I forget it? I miss it? I'm gonna have to slow down on smoking. I decided that. Oh, no, 28ish. Who's 28ish?
They're talking about Jerron. Yeah, he more
Jerron
like
is that old? I thought
26.
Jerron was like 26 or 27.
Yeah, probably. I mean, 28 is close. So, but yeah, I think he's more like 26 if we being accurate.
Okay. D-Lo's throw it out there too for in the work to help out T.O. He said we MF claimed that the reason he fought Claggett was to prepare for Norman since Claggett used to fight at 147. Well, first of all, I'm not gonna spend a whole bunch of time on T.O. But that fight right there, who knows? It might, but nah, you know what? I ain't gonna waste no time on T.O. Back to Jerron Boots. Well, you know, Typhy, and I'm just making an argument for all of them. You can apply this to any of the youngsters. When they scrapping and they clawing to get up to that coveted spot of being a number one contender and then having a chance to fight for a belt, everybody's shooting for the top guy. Everybody's gonna be screaming for the biggest name that you think you can name, that people will be like, oh yeah, that'll really make it happen. At one time, Boots was calling out for Bud and Earl. Remember? I remember that. He was calling both of their names out. But he just happened to be in the wrong place at the wrong time, at the wrong part of his career when it came to where they were at, what they were holding. They were holding the belts, and why would they entertain fighting you when they could entertain fighting each other or getting their hands on a legend like Pacquiao who was floating around at the time? Just so happens that, what's his name? Ugas. Ugas got the chance to put his hands on Pacquiao instead of Bud or Earl. You see what I'm saying? So I feel like the youngsters, they all calling out names, but once the smoke started to settle down and people start looking around and saying, hey, you're right. What y'all calling these people out for up at the high levels when you got boys right here sitting with you that's ready to go?
I mean, Terrence.
I was going to ask you,
yeah.
Since who would you ride? Who would you privy, Norman or Boots?
I mean, I don't know. I probably have to think about it myself. All I know is, Jerron, he like to say that, they the boogeyman and stuff, but they got somebody on their ass right now, right at 147. But hey, now back, yeah. Now back to D-Lo's statement talking about he got to prepare for Brian Norman. So how is it you ready to fight Terrence right now at 147? Like right now, according to you, T.O., but then you need a tune-up to prepare for Brian Norman. That don't even make sense.
It do when you trying to talk your way until you think you're gonna get a big check. I think I don't know how much money coming with it. The Sheik is in the game now. People getting their money when they go and fight in certain places. It's a lot of more motivating factors right now that's got these boys calling and screaming and saying who they'll fight, who they won't fight. Lala say I'm reading her comments in reverse order. I say he's 27. My bad, sis. I'm just trying not to not get to your comment. You know what I'm saying? It started jumping so much I kind of got a little lost. But anyway, maybe I don't know. You know how the game is. Speaking of the game, we got Eric R in the house that rolls in, and he said the game got screwed up. Now these prospects want to avoid knocking each other off to chase guys out of their timeline. Boo should be cleaning out 147 and making his name like David Benavidez.
Benavidez ain't clear out nothing. He ran from a rail. So, I mean, his statement was good until that last sentence. And then
he got down to the last part.
And then he started lying his ass off.
Wait, I ain't see the lie.
David Benavidez.
That's the last part.
The David Benavidez, he won't even fight Oshlay's Iglesias. He didn't clear out nothing. And he running from both the Cubans there.
You kind of got a little muffled toward the end, but you sound like you said he running from both of the Cubans.
Yeah, he running from Morrell and Oshley Iglesias at 168.
Could this be? I think that would be the Canelo effect. He got to break that out of. I think Benavidez got to break that out of his mind, out of his thought pattern. I think he needs to go ahead and say, you know what? Forget about Canelo. Let me start breaking ground and making a name for myself right here. He gonna have to work a little harder if he stay at 175. Don't know if he might go back down, but I say the names that's pretty much out of your orbit, you can see him orbiting around, but you have to pretty much hope that something major happens in order for you to get to fight, or you get somebody that believes in you so much that they put so much money behind you that they can't help but want to take the fight. And I don't see that type of thing coming out at all.
Yeah. It don't matter where David Morrell go. I mean, where David Benavidez go, Morrell gonna chase his ass. Wherever Benavidez go, Morrell go.
And see, that could be a mistake for him, because you standing a chance to make yourself not be as great as you could possibly be by chasing one particular character. Let's take into hands Charlo, the older brother. He wanted to chase Canelo, and end up hell. What exactly? I'm saying, he ended up what? A champion that the sanctioning bodies pretty much allowed him to hold the belt for a substantial amount of time. I have to start pointing out certain things. A lot of stuff happened with these guys, got to do some things. People hoped that he would fight, but the fight never took place. Canelo fought who he wanted to fight. Man, y'all stop wasting y'all times trying to chase after the name that all the people are saying. Yeah, I know we saying their name and you want to be in the conversation, but they didn't just pop up in the conversation. They fought some people. They earned some stripes. Y'all gotta earn some stripes, man. Y'all can't just be popping up and doing some stuff like that. D-Lo 404 say Tio know he ain't getting a Crawford fight. It's all about clout chasing. Pretty much, forget people that should forget Crawford. Anybody that's in 147 or below. Simple as that. It don't get no simpler than that. Boots want to be, if Boots gonna really be the boogeyman of the monster what's the name? If he really gonna be a monster at 147, then start knocking off the dudes that's at 147, because you got a few of them that people would like to see. You got some people out there that Stan Jonas is down there. This boy Brian Norman is down there. What you gonna do, Boots? And I ain't calling him out like that. I'm calling him out like, these are the guys that are the best at 147, or considered by some as the best at 147. It wouldn't be an ugly fight, in my opinion. If you when you're on TV, people gonna tune in. Brian Norman gonna bring it. Stan Jonas will bring it. This Boots get you the switch hitter of 147. Switch hit your way to the top. AI Meets and Music is in the house. What's going on, my brother? He say, shout out to Gervonta Tank Davis, scared to fight Shakur style. Brian Norman Jr. got Jerron Puss in Boots number ATL. Ho. Okay.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, what? Go on, say it, Hyphy. What you got to say?
Yeah, hey, the King, go check out that interview. Yeah, Brian Norman Sr. did. It wasn't like just no interview where he just asking questions and that nigga was talking his shit.
Are you talking about the one where he's sitting face to face with the young man and he turned around and look at the camera and say, "Ain't nobody scared of Boots"?
Nah. He did an interview just like on like a live panel, like on a free smoke panel. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, no, I didn't catch that.
Yeah, he did it. Yeah, Sunday, and that nigga was there for a long time talking his shit. And he was talking about everything, like, you know what I'm saying, answering all types of questions, taking any criticism, whatever. Like a no holds barred type interview, or more just like a discussion.
Okay, we got our brother Trey Ason joined into the conversation. Is on the panel. But what's going on, bro?
Salute, man. I had to come up here and speak for my boy Stan Jonas because I don't like the energy around this motherfucker. What? Let me be clear. Monte Stan Jonas is the man at 147. He got the best scalp so far. He got the win over Raza Abutayev, a motherfucker with over 300 amateur fights, a 4.5 on the scale, winning all kind of medals and shit. His last fight that you don't remember was against Gabriel Maestre, coming off the Trevon Marshall win, went out there and stopped him in 2 rounds. This is also a 4.5 with all kind of medals and shit in the amateurs. went out there and took the loss to Stanionis in a war. It was a great fight. They was going back and forth, but the cards was kind of wild for Stanionis, but I still think he deserved to win. You know what I'm saying? So far, he got the best scalps. That shit Ennis done don't compare to that. He ain't beat nobody on that level. Who is Ennis's best win off the top of your head real quick?
Off the top of my head, the only big name. I'm trying to remember the dude's name. He a little short. I can't remember the guy's name, but he Caucasian guy. He was the best person that I seen Boots beat. But I can't
remember. Talking about Lipinets, maybe.
Lipinets. That was the best name that I beat.
That ain't worth a fuck. I would say his win over the dude that beat Rashidi Ellis is probably better than that, but that ain't nothing to write home about. You know what I'm saying? I mean, what, Avanesian? I mean, come on. That motherfucker ain't beat nobody to garner all this attention. It's all coming off of potential. That's all it is. But when it comes to what's already been done in the ring, Stanionis is that guy. And out of sight, out of mind, okay, he sat around waiting on a sick man in Virgil Ortiz. But since then, he done got an outstanding win. And he should most definitely be in play. People need to be talking about him. He needs to get a push. Hell, to be real with you, I see Boots Ennis fighting against Conor Benn before anybody.
Ooh.
That's what I see coming up next. He over there with Eddie Hearn. Eddie Hearn trying to get Conor Benn in position. He willing to throw them fighters in there like that. I definitely see Boots Ennis versus Conor Benn coming up soon. That's the kind of shit that's at welterweight. Like if you get away from Stanionis and Brian Norman Jr., where we going? Like what we doing?
Yeah.
That's why I say, man, 54 is where it's at. Hell, I think Stanionis needs to go to 54.
Tell Virgil Ortiz stop running from Stanionis.
He got a bad motherfucker here in the ring with right now, though, so I ain't about to give him no kind of hard time because he in there with Boachu coming up soon, so he deserves some praise for that. I'll give him credit on that shit. But yeah, I think all the motherfuckers like Stanionis and Boots, let's pack up and go to 154. What reason do you have to stay at 147 besides wanting an advantage? You want to be the bigger man. Because you got an oasis in the desert at 54 where you got all these fighters that's the same size and walking around fighting closer to their walk around weight. Like it's a division where people are not fighting to get an advantage. Why wouldn't you want to be in a fair pool of fighters like that? Why do you have to be at 47 to get an advantage? That's to me, that's like some, I ain't gonna say cowardice type of shit, but it's something like that though. Like you gotta have an advantage. You don't want to be in a fair playing field.
They trying to have some strategic advantage, you know, and I guess they feel like if you could make yourself fit, then you're not getting yourself an advantage because you got to be losing something. But I'm pushing at the fact that ain't nobody conquering 147. Now, if you can't make 47 gone, but if you can and you claiming that you want to be all that, then you supposed to be hunting out these people. Y'all supposed to be clashing at it. And Stanionis still haven't gotten it. I have to look because I think he can get him a belt and get undisputed. But is he a big one? I haven't even seen. I got to go look at Stan again, man.
Boots the biggest one. He the one that's 5'10" and all that shit. Stanionis about 5'9", but he's still big enough to go to 154 right now because of the current group of fighters that's at 154. They all about that size, except for Fundora. He the only one that's big. The rest of them are all about the same size, 5'8" to 5'10".
Yeah, with the new champion that just came up and the ex-champion that they went up, everybody is like the same height. Nobody is a 6-footer because those guys is either, I don't know what they doing. To be honest with you, I don't know what the hell they doing. You can't even say Charlo's name without making Charlo didn't make going. You can't even, I can't even try to bring him into a boxing conversation or something no more. That's just bad.
Out with the old, in with the new.
Yeah. And that's what Boots needs to be concentrating on. Quit trying to worry about the dudes that's out of his age range.
Yeah,
And
if I was,
Stanionis called out Jerron Ennis before.
he has. If I was Ennis, I wouldn't give a fuck about Crawford. I would be trying to carve out my own lane. There's plenty of competition around that you can make a hell of a name for yourself. Imagine if he went to 154 and didn't fight Crawford or fight Spence, but he fought all them other guys. He fought Virgil Ortiz. He fought against Sergey Boachu. He fought against Tim Tszyu. He fought against Charles Conwell. He fought against all these guys. What would we be saying about him? We would be saying this is a bad motherfucker that deserves the praise that he getting, that I assume he will be getting from beating them guys. Like, come on, man, he don't need them motherfuckers, man. There's plenty of action.
Well, we have to see what we I guess this would be the chance to see. Do you want to hold a belt so bad? Because if you want to hold a belt so bad that you could get your mind off of Crawford, then you can go to 54 and attempt the same thing. It's not like when you fight these guys, your name won't be ringing. It would mean something. It would mean a lot because you go through it, half of those guys and people be already talking, they'll be screaming about how bad he is because they already doing it anyway.
Yeah,
I still prefer to see the fight out of one stance instead of doing that back and forth thing, but it is what it is.
Yeah, Ennis is really like a hype job, to be honest with you. His talent is not hype, it's real. But as far as what he done in the ring, he don't deserve the attention that he getting. Can I get a fight where you're not a 30-1 favorite? Like, is that possible? Can I get a fight where you're a 2-1 favorite? Hell, I take 5-1 favorite. Every single fight this man in, he 30-1, 50-1. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, man. This man still need a step up fight. We talking about him fighting Crawford, and he ain't even had a step up fight yet. He's still fighting C-level fighters and shit. And we talking about fighting Crawford. Like, come on, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's at some point in the sport, it got to be a sport, man. How the fuck you gonna go from the basement to the goddamn attic? Nigga, it steps in between. Let's get some solid fights against contenders and shit like that. I ain't talking about no washed up the Loma and all that kind of stuff, or the dude from Canada, Castillo Clayton. Like, I need something better than that. And I'll be honest, I thought Clayton might give him some rounds. I thought it was a chance that Thomas Delorme would give him some rounds, and he surpassed my expectations. So I give him credit on that. But at the same time, we still need to do a little bit better than that. That's why D-Lo last time was talking about 147 ain't that deep right now. But if he fight any of those guys, the top guys, it's a step up for him. Let's see that step up.
He should fight Brian Norman.
That's a step up.
I just don't see that. I just don't see that shit happening with Norman being so young. I just don't see it, especially like with a cross promotional type of fight. I can see him in a step up fight if it's in house like Teofimo Lopez, but I can't see it on some cross promotional shit.
Huh. I thought Boozner was like moving how they wanted to move.
I'm talking about Norman.
I'm tripping. You're right.
Yeah, Brian Norman, he went top rank, but he said, like, truth be told, they treat him like a B-side every time that he fight. Like, they not looking to push Norman. They put fighters against Norman to like push the other fighter.
Yeah, because when he fought for the belt, I think they thought that he was gonna lose. The air was he was gonna lose, and he went in that mug and battled.
Yeah, and his daddy was saying, like, the fight with Tio, like, he said he already know that's not like to give them a shot. That's like really just to big up Tio.
I think a little bit of that was because of some things that was happening in his fights. Like when he fought against Boca Chica, went out there and got dropped. The fight got stopped on cuts because of the way the style that he was using. He done had cuts in several fights. It just was ugly. The Boca Chica fight didn't even get to a conclusion. I think that was a no contest. And after that, that's when they threw him in there with Santillan. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that was a no contest.
Yeah, he had a big ass surprise for the motherfuckers in that fight. And we seen it coming because with all the bullshit to the side, that is a 3.5 going against a 3. We got a national champion going against a silver medalist. And they had the silver medalist as the big favorite.
Lala D says she about tired of Boots. Fight Rashidi. Eric all coming in. I have to jump in the
But
chat.
on that comment right there, I mean, he can, but at the same time, he can say he beat the man that beat Rashidi, even though I felt like Rashidi won the fight. But as far as the history books go, it says that the other guy won the fight. What's his name? That Latino fighter, I want to say he's from Colombia or something. He went 10 rounds with Ennis and got knocked out. He was walking through punches all day though. Me and D-Lo like, God damn, this motherfucker, how the hell is he walking through all these punches? D-Lo said, man, if he keep on hitting them with the motherfuckers though, he gonna go. Shit, the 10th round came, man. He kept on sprinkling that hot sauce on that boy. He had to go somewhere, man. The ref called it off, who's the boss. But he was tough though.
Those are the kind of fights that make you get on it. He said, Eric R said, yeah, you better get muffed at the end, talking to the likes of 3.5 Eric R. Oh, God.
Hey, and you square business too, nigga. That's a 3.5.
Boy, he didn't put it out there. Okay, shoot.
The national champion, nigga.
Oh, man, that's a good one right there. My boy DeCane say, no, ain't no forget about Canelo. He got all the belts. He don't get a pass. We need to stay on his head. But I'll be honest, and has staying on Canelo's head accomplished anything? Have we seen one fight that we actually asked for from Canelo? No, I don't think so. That man told us, the crowd, the public, I'm going to fight who I want to fight. And when I fight, the Mexican people going to watch me. And y'all going to watch me too because I'm Canelo.
Yeah, Canelo knew that Benavidez had a small window, man. He can't continue to stay at 168 forever. He was going to have to move up at some point, man. He's just too goddamn big. That's why I was so adamant about getting him versus Morrell, because they both emergency fighters at 168, and they, neither one of them are going to be able to stay there forever. They're going to have to move up. But Benavidez said he's trying to get the winner of Bivol versus Beterbiev. So let's see how that shit gonna go, because he'll probably get it. It looked like Turkey out of Sheik want to give it to him.
Ooh, I don't know. I never even imagined him in the ring with either one of those two. But now that I got to give this some thought.
Him and Bivol used to spar.
Yeah, sparring ain't fighting.
He can give you an indication, though, of where you at. He got a lot of confidence from that sparring. And also, Bivol gave him props on the sparring, too. So, it must have been some kind of good shit going on.
Okay. I'm going to still go with Bill. I'm going to go with both of the B's over my boy David. Man, all three of them B's. I can't even say both of the B's. But I would go with Bivol and Arthur over David at 175. I just don't think he hit as hard as those dudes on a regular pace. Maybe him and Bivol hit about the same. But I don't know about Beterbiev.
Beterbiev getting older, though, so he ain't going to be able to stay around forever either. His body already seems to be breaking down because he's getting injuries and shit.
Yeah, he can't make it to the fight with Bivol.
Yeah, so it's a window for Benavidez to do a little something. Because with Bivol, I see Bivol is better against shorter fighters than taller fighters. He does pretty well against the taller guys too, but it's a different level when I see him fight them shorter guys. Even when he was fighting like not the highest competition like Spider Richards, and when he fought that other guy, I can't remember his name. He Eastern European. He about 6'3". Bivol didn't look as dominant against them as he looked against John Pascal and against Canelo and shit like that. So I
fight Joe.
Yeah, Joe Smith Jr.
Yeah.
Joe Smith Jr. actually hurt him in the fight. Hit him with a right hand and staggered him real bad at the end of a round. I can't remember what round it was, but he got hurt in that fight. So he ain't invincible. He's very good, don't get me wrong. But I think David got action.
Okay.
I think Bivol should be the favorite, but I think David got some action though.
Okay. I'm going with Bivol. I'm sorry. I'm gonna have to go with my boy Bill, man. I like the way he fight. And I don't think David carried the power up there long enough to go. We going 10 rounds, no headgear, the gloves better. People go, he a gentleman of the sport. He gonna give David his props and everything like that. But when it's all on the line, said and done, I want to be the best. I think it'll be a different thing all the way around. So I would ride with Bill.
Yeah, you ain't gotta apologize to me, but
I ain't apologizing. After that's that. I'm sorry because your boy gonna get beat. That's that kind of apology.
I said Bivol should be the favorite, but I'm not about to sit up here and count out no David Benavidez as a natural fighter. Fuck,
I ain't counting him out.
Yeah,
I ain't counting him out.
That would be dumb as fuck.
I feel you did say that he should be favored to win. I'm just saying, this me and you. I'm picking Bill.
Yeah, I mean he higher on the pedigree scale. He a 4.5, and David Benavidez only had about 30 amateur fights. But look how far he done got off them 30 amateur fights. That's a motherfucker that can naturally fight, and people like that tend to have action in fights, even when they're going against pure, slick, classy fighters. Those are the type of guys that give them problems. Like who the person that gave Usyk the most problems at heavyweight?
What's his name from over across the water? The crazy dude, the Chisora.
Exactly. The least technical out of all the motherfuckers, and he the one that gave him the toughest fight. Usyk beat him 7-5. And the other motherfuckers, he was dropping them and beating them on a wide margin. But when you got a motherfucker that can just fight, man, they just tend to make it tough. And that's what I see off in David Benavidez. And he might not be an emergency fighter at 75 like he was at 168, but he got a little bit of that in there. And he did just go out there and beat a 4.5 too. The former champion. I know he was older, 37, and people might give him a hard time for not stopping him, but I did pick him to win by decision because I know that Gazek is very tough. He ain't no scrub out there, but he got a pretty dominant win over Gazek. I give him some credit on that.
Yeah, when the guy decides he ain't going down and he's good, he ain't going down. You got to be special. But, if that fight comes around, I'll be watching. Screaming for Bill like I was when he was beating up on Canelo. Pick gone bad for Canelo. That's what his ass get. Eric Arce, Morrell punches like he got Down syndrome strength. No disrespect to my niggas from down, y'all. Y'all can crack. Wow.
Yeah,
what's an analogy?
That's a special man. 130-2 amateur record, a 5 on the pedigree scale, 1 gold at the Youth AIBA World Championships. And always remember, when you hear junior, under 17, when you hear youth, under 19, he won gold in that shit. And it looked like he was street fighting. They got the fights on YouTube if you want to look it up. It wasn't no Cuban school of boxing, being out there slick and smooth and trying to be a cutie. It was a man stepping to people and straight putting hands on their motherfucking ass. That's how he fought and took that shit to the gold medal. So, yeah, man, don't count that motherfucker out. David Morrell, a bad dude.
I done lost my damn phone. Oh, there it is. What you think about Abdullah Mason, bro?
I'm driving a bandwagon, nigga.
That 74-inch reach at 5'9", he got arms long like Floyd.
Man, I'm driving the Abdullah Mason bandwagon. I wanted to say that shit last time. I'm talking about I'm driving the motherfucking bandwagon. If you want to ride shotgun, you can.
Well, let me jump in now.
Shit. Hey, what that nigga say? You want to boss up your life? Get in with me, nigga. Hey, this dude, Abdullah Mason, went out there 2 weeks ago, whenever that was, fucked our money off, number one, because we took him by decision. But he went out there and stopped the Iron Man in 3 rounds. Like that motherfucker Luis LeBron, man, he done been in there with some people that can fight. He done been in there with some people that can punch. And that motherfucker went out there and got stopped in 3 rounds. Like I would have never guessed that would have happened. Like if I was making a prediction, man, I'd give you 4-1 odds that man wouldn't get stopped in 3 rounds. I was thinking he was gonna go the distance. Man, that motherfucker got beat up so bad. So that let me know that's evidence that Abdullah Mason's on the right side of that bell curve. He the type of dude that's gonna exceed your expectations. You expect him to win by decision, he go out there and stop an Iron Man like it ain't nothing. That shit caught my attention, man. I'm driving the bandwagon, man. Salute to Abdullah Mason, 65-10, multiple time national champion, bona fide 3.5. He got everything that you need to be a hell of a motherfucking fighter, and I think that's what he is.
Man, when I heard his dimensions, when I heard that 74-inch reach, I was like, okay. And he got good hand speed, a good chin, because I seen him get rocked, and he recovered and went right back to work.
Yeah, he kind of like
he got good
Ennis.
defense.
He kind of like Ennis. Yeah, he one of them. He'll beat your ass type of fighter. That's what they are. Like you got some people that's like a brawler. You got some people that's a boxer. You got boxer punchers, where they are beat your ass fighters. They those type of fighters that hit you with a combination. Wop wop wop, then come right back with a combination. Wop wop wop, then come right back with a combination. Wop wop, then come right back with a combination. That's how they fight. They some motherfucking nightmares. The way that they throw them combinations, man, I'm telling you, man, you don't want to be in a ring and be tired in front of them. And that's where they're going to take you, because they the type of guys that come in tremendous shape. To be able to throw the type of combination that they throw repeatedly, man, I'm telling you, them dudes are some motherfucking monsters.
Huh.
Like as far as that offense go, hell yeah, all day.
I guess you can lean toward the saying that they good offense kind of makes for their defense. Because Moose got it. I like the way he hooks. He could hook real good in his combinations. He could hook a couple of times to the body, to the head, to the body.
He can do it all, really.
Yeah, but that's kind of for me the average mortal that can't step in the ring and do all that stuff they doing. 3 hooks, smooth, fast to the head, body, head. I can't do that. I stood in the mirror and tried to throw that combination. It don't look nowhere close to that. Fast at all. And for somebody to snap it off like that, I give him that.
Yeah, I'm thinking Abdullah Mason gonna be that guy at 135 though. As long as he can stay there and be strong. Man, shit. He get that season up under him, man. I think he got something for all the motherfuckers.
He young too. He's like what, 19, 18?
Yeah, no. He about 20, 19, 20.
Okay, I know he young. Just like that other kid, that other young guy is Norman. Ain't Norman like that too?
He about 23, 24. 22 at the youngest. The youngest 22. I think about 23.
Okay, so maybe it's based up there. I know I was looking at 2 of those youngsters and I was like, damn, these dudes here just turned 20? Because one of them turned pro at 19. But anyway, yeah, I'm with Abdullah Mason. And he got some brothers that's fighting too, right?
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. He come from a fighting family. And he the superhero. He the
one that stands out.
Yeah. He the head of the snake. He like Gary Russell Jr. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that motherfucker there is bad, man. If I had a son and he had to fight Abdullah Mason, I might have to call a halt to that bullshit. He ain't about to be beating on my motherfucking child like that, nigga. Hell nah. That motherfucker there gonna hurt something off in that ring, nigga. I'm telling you right now, that's my young fighter right there. Y'all want to say my fighter, that fight, nigga? That's my young fighter right there.
Abdullah Mason.
Yeah, you goddamn right.
Yeah, we getting ready to see we are getting ready to see a shift in the talent. The new talent finna get ready to start bubbling up. And we gonna see some nice fights, some nice exhibitions take place.
Post Shakur, man, he got to be surrounded by people like that. He trying to make a name for himself, and you got folks like Tank and young Abdullah Mason, and I'm talking about youngsters. That's what Cameron said. That nigga's sensational. You know what I'm saying? Like, you trying to make it with your defense first type of style, be slick, be smooth. You know what I'm saying? But then you got these motherfuckers that's doing some outstanding type shit, man. I feel bad for Shakur, man. That mother, I'm telling you, as soon as Abdullah Mason get his shot against a nice contender or something like that, that he can make a name for himself, that's gonna be a bad day for Shakur, man, because everybody gonna be talking about Mason.
If Shakur's still at 135.
Yeah, that's true.
But he want to be great, you know. This is chance, because everything that he had that people was talking about, I guess we really didn't realize how long it was taking him to move up in weight to even be in excuse me, really be even considered to have a fight with one of those guys.
135 might be his best shot though, man. 140 ain't no walk in the park. So he better keep his ass at 135. Make the best of it.
It's gonna get hot. It's gonna get hot.
It's a bunch of tough fights.
Just ain't gonna be able to carry it.
Yeah, it's a bunch of tough fights at 140, man. Alberto Puello, still got Matias up there, got Gary Antoine Russell, all them type motherfuckers. Shit, my mind just went blank, but it's some fights up there, man. Get some tough guys. Still
Every
got
time you say Puello, I just see a long ass right cross going punching Gary Russell's afro.
Left cross. Yeah,
whichever one it was facing the okay. Well, he was punching him. It was damn jam from my side of the TV the way he was punching it.
Yeah.
Yes. Whew. I'm looking in my head, and you know how you let your mind wander with the fighters having certain fights and knowing Shakur's dimensions, his arm reach and stuff. I'm like, ooh man, Puello would be a horrible matchup for him.
Yeah, he got Power, Leon Power up there too. That's my thing. Like, it's a bunch of tough. This is like the age of the southpaw. I don't know if ever in history of boxing the southpaw has been more prominent than they are today. Normally southpaws are avoided. Now people make southpaws on purpose. They take orthodox fighters and turn them southpaw. Like, man, I just see southpaws all over the place. Like, at 140, you got Puello, you got Paro, you got Gary Antoine Russell. I mean, that's just off the top of my head real quick. You know what I'm saying? Just, it's the time of the southpaw. I mean, even at 130, you got Shakur, you got Zepeda, you got Tank. You know what I'm saying? Just real quick off the top of the dome. Like, they all over the place, man. This shit crazy.
I would consider Crawford as strictly a southpaw because he stay in that position more than anything.
Yeah, he's a southpaw. That's why he listed as a southpaw on BoxRec.
Laura, ain't Laura a softie?
Yeah.
It's when you concentrate on it, it does seem like it's a little overrun by southpaws. Hey, TL. My boy DeCane in the house. What's going on, man?
Luke.
I co-sign everything Trey yet said by the old and his old hype job out. Nigga don't want no smoke, no brown arm. ATL.
Oh, he came in here with the voice change wrong tonight.
I thought it was my shit. I'm over here looking at my Wi-Fi, man. Trying to see if my shit can turn red. We heard about 50% of it though. We heard about 50. We heard about 60% of it though, so we get the point.
Oh, you got the point. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go. Now it sound like he back. He back. Catch up with
Are we
this.
back? You hear me now?
Yeah, we back. We back. We can hear you real good now. You speaking real correct.
Oh, okay. That was up. Like I said,
That boy,
co-sign everything Trey X said. Jerron Boot in his old hype job ass nigga. The nigga don't want no smoke, no goddamn Brian Norman Jr. ATL ho.
And let's be clear, we're not saying that his talent is hype. We're saying that who he's fought in the ring is hype right now.
right.
Nah,
It's kind of like they putting cables on it.
I mean, be for real though. If I was to say, who do you see him fight next? Do you see him fighting Brian Norman Jr., Gervonta Stanionis, or Conor Ben? What's your vote?
I would
I
vote
would
he
say
fight
Conor Ben because
but since y'all say
then he gonna fight old.
he gonna fight. He gonna probably fight the dude that was caught on everything, and they still pushing him to fight people.
He gonna fight old extraordinary Conor Ben.
That's what I see. I see that shit before them other guys for sure. Hopefully,
Yeah, because he on
proven
Matchroom
wrong.
now.
Exactly, and I hope I'm proven wrong.
Man. Well, we'll see what kind of moves Eddie Murphy. I almost said Eddie Murphy. We'll see what kind of moves Eddie Horn can make. I don't know where that was about to come from, but I know I wasn't letting it go.
I just want to see him in a fight where he's not a 30-1 favorite.
But you just
like,
automatically know he gonna win.
Yeah, this shit's crazy, man. Like he have the widest odds from fight to fight to fight, and you know I'm paying attention. You know what I'm saying? Like, damn, can I get 5-1 favorite? So that means that you're at least fighting somebody with a pulse and can fog a mirror. Yeah, you fighting dead men walking. You fighting people that's coming to the fight knowing they're gonna lose. Like, can I see you fight somebody that's expecting to win? Can I get a fight where the people split half and half? Like, damn, man, I'm about 60-40 on this fight. Or I'm about, I'm at a 50-50 fight. Like, can we get something like that?
Huh. If he fights Stanionis and one of those boys,
he fights Stanionis, is gonna be a hard ass fight. Stanionis in his last fight against Maestre, he already showed me that he war ready. He's not coming for play. If you hit him, he coming right back with something. And at the same time, the way his defense is, the way he kind of he hide his head, it's hard to hit him clean like you want to. That's what got Butayev so goddamn frustrated. He couldn't hit the man like he wanted to. I think Ender's gonna have a little trouble with Stanionis, man. This is an Olympian, 141-19 amateur record, fought at the AIBA World Championships and all that shit. Deep amateur background. Jerron Ennis was only like 58-3. He didn't fight international. Got 3 losses against the same man and Gary Antoine Russell, somebody that got up in his chest. Well, guess who can get up in your chest? It's just a little bit more methodical, and that's Stanionis. He's not just running in there like he's trying to run through a brick wall, but he get up in your chest. That's how he beat Butayev. So I think that'll be a tough fight for Ennis, man. And if Ennis was to fight him and go out there and shine on him, nigga, that'll be an ultimate statement for people that know. You know what I'm saying?
That would be his real what's the word? His real showcase fight.
That'd be his coming out.
Yeah, I'm a big Stanionis fan.
Stanionis.
I like the way the man keep his hands up, you know, and throw punches straight from his guard. I like this shit.
Underrated jab.
Yeah, cause he know how to throw a jab. Like he don't get no tails. That motherfucker just throw his shit like straight from the guard. Like I said.
And plus, I already seen him against a style that's comparable to Ennis because Butayev is a switch hitter. And he's a 4.5 switch hitter with over 300 amateur fights. And every single time he switched, Stanionis was able to transition seamlessly. When he was orthodox, he working off the jab. When he southpaw, he working off the lead right hand and coming back with the hook. It seemed like he just did it automatically. Like he didn't even have to think about this shit. So whatever stance that he switched in, no problem. I know exactly how to attack that. So if Ennis want to get in there and switch with him, he is not going to be a fish out of water in front of that. I'm telling you right now, man, the physical advantages of Ennis might give him problems as far as the speed and the power. But stylistically, I don't think he will give Stanionis problems.
Huh. He had to really work for it.
Yeah, you're going to have to work for it, man. I think that's like close to a 50-50 fight.
Well, it seems like, because I haven't really, this ain't to shoot at him. All these fights that he had, I was like, I expected him to win because I was like, this dude not on the level that he need them to be for him to do what he need to do. Oh, God, Steve's coming. And I just haven't seen him have that fight yet. So I'm still standing by the fact that he should leave Crawford and Earl alone unless he going to 154 and try to get a belt there and forget about 147. But if not, then do what you need to do at 147 because the fights are there. Might not be as glamorous, but they there. And if they happen, people gonna watch.
Well, what if you beat all them dudes and then people still say that you ain't done shit? Why don't you spend your youth and go up there and fight the people with the most prestige? That's what I would do.
Okay.
Like, if I'm a fighter and I got one weight class that got a few names and I got another weight class that's full of names, why the fuck wouldn't I want to go to that weight class?
Like, maybe him and his dad to come to that conclusion after they sit down and think about it. You might be just onto it a little quicker than he.
Man, when I went to Garland Powell, that shit looked like a wonderland. Like I'm coming from Homer Champions with Curtis Coates. This man got professional fighters in his gym. Alex Bunema and the president, Ike Abiabuchi, and fighters like this. He making money. It's only me and a couple of other amateur fighters in the whole gym. It would be times I got to spar the pros. They take it easy on me, of course, but I'm saying though, I didn't have many options unless like another gym come through and some more kids to come or something like that. But when I go to Garland Powell, that's a straight up amateur gym. Soon as I walk in, there's kids everywhere. All these motherfuckers my age, all these motherfuckers my size, and all this kind of shit. Like, man, that shit felt like heaven. Like I done went from somewhere where I ain't got that much action, then all of a sudden I come over here and there's action everywhere. Soon as I walk in, people mean mugging me and shit, trying to see who I am. And I'm saying that's how it was. Everybody mean mugging, trying to see who I am, trying to see what I'm about. I'm mean mugging them too, especially niggas that look like they're around my weight class. We nodding our heads at each other like, yeah, we gonna get it on. Yeah, that's what I'm here for. What the fuck? Why would I go back to the other gym? You know what I'm saying? Like that's crazy to me, man. If I'm Jerron Ennis, man, I'm packing my shit and I'm going to 154. Fuck all that old, I want to be undisputed in this weight class. And even though it ain't gonna mean shit, because I ain't fighting the best. I got a few good fights. I got Stanionis and I got Brian Norman Jr. Those are the only two names people telling me. Lala D say she want Rashidi Ellis. That's all I'm seeing. What is that? That's some Hall of Fame sounding shit to y'all. I mean, I give you Stanionis. Brian Norman Jr., okay, wasn't nobody saying shit about Brian Norman Jr. before his last fight. Let's be 100 around here. Go to 154, man, and go handle your business.
Man.
Go to 54.
Hey, they put that nigga on the map, though, with that last fight. Shout out to ATL, ho.
Yeah, you got put on the map, but at the same time, with nobody saying nothing about no Brian Norman Jr. before he fought against Gervonta Tank
to win that belt.
Exactly, and people was picking against him. Everybody in the champ Ross picked Santillan except for me and Yasser. That's why we whooped their ass that week in the champ Ross. People weren't even picking the man. I'm telling you, take a poll before that fight. Santillan versus Brian Norman Jr., who you got? everybody was taking fucking Santillan. Now all of a sudden, Brian Norman Jr., the second coming of Sugar Ray Robinson, so where this nigga Boots Ennis needs to stay at 147 so he can fight him. Like, come on.
Yeah, shout. That's what we doing. We making believers out of niggas.
Nigga, go to 154, man. Where all the action at.
Hey, Norman Jr. need to move his head though, for real. He need to move his head off the line.
I mean, he a real fighter. Don't get me wrong. He a 3.5 bona fide. You know what I'm saying? He can fight like a motherfucker. I like him. That's why I picked him over Santillan. He a good fighter, but I just think the pastures at 154 are a lot greener. That's just my opinion. And then at the same time, we ain't got to kill ourselves to make weight. And not only am I not doing it, the other fighters ain't doing it. It's a whole division full of people that's not killing themselves to make weight to be a weight bully. So instead of going there, I want to stay at 47 and be a weight bully. Is basically what you're telling me. That's what that means to me.
Ooh, man.
Well, you know, he said he trying to stay at 147 and become undisputed. You know, that's the goal. That's the goal.
Yeah, I feel all that, man. But I think it's just a lot better to go to 154. Like, this seems like one of the rare times where, as a fighter, you get to go to a division where you don't have to kill yourself to make weight. That's very rare. A lot of the time,
good fighters.
Yeah, a lot of the time, fighters, they do this not because they want to be a weight bully. It's because they don't want to get bullied by the other weight bullies. So they got to do this because that's the way things have been taking place in boxing. We cut to the lowest possible division. So this is a rare time where you got a big group of fighters that could all potentially fight at 47, but they're choosing not to. And they're fighting at 54, a weight that's closer to their natural walk-around weight. They're being the opposite of weight bullies. And you don't want to go there. Like, make that make sense, bro. How does that make sense?
Unless you want to be a weight bully.
Exactly.
And actually, you can't blame nobody. You can't say nobody really ain't been a weight bully because everybody's fought up under their weight class at some point or another. Somebody's fought way up under they walk around at some point or another. I understand some guys start off little and grow into some frames, but for the most time, they hold themselves down a weight class. As of today, fighters. That's why Ryan running around talking about fight him in 144. Well, he can't run around talking about nobody fight him in nowhere now.
Yeah, this got me thinking back to people like Montel Griffin fighting at 175, wasn't trying to cut down to the lowest possible weight class. People like Dwight Muhammad Cowie up there fighting all them big motherfuckers. He could have been cutting down. Hell, he might could have been a middleweight or something. You never know. Like, if he was fighting today, he might be a middleweight. But he's up there fighting a big cruiserweight. He even fought at heavyweight and fought against Foreman and shit. Like, and right now, you got a whole division full of fighters that think like that. Like, I'm not going to kill myself to make weight. I'm just going to try to be at my strongest, fight closer to my natural weight, have more longevity in my career because I'm not doing all this stupid shit. I'm not soaking in a bathtub, wrapped up in blankets and towels and hot water. And then when I get out the water, they get a credit card and scrape all the water off my skin so I could try.
How you gonna get off my boy 135 Crawford, man?
That's what they do. That's what they do. And it's not just him. It ain't. As a matter of fact, I watched the documentary not that long ago about fighters cutting weight. And they was doing all kind of crazy shit on that video. Hell, what I just said was really kind of tame. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, this is a golden opportunity to me, man. I think 154 could be a example for the rest of the other divisions. Everybody, let's be like 154, and let's make the sport healthier. Let's get rid of the weight bullies, and let's do it like that, man.
Ooh, if that catch feverish, it make for a hell of a lot of more good fights. Probably get to fight more often.
Yeah, you would. You fight more often because you're more fit to fight. Like, what if you going into war? Why would you want to weaken yourself before you go to war? Does that make sense? That don't
None
make
at
sense
all.
to me. Yeah, that don't make sense, bro. Let's be strong. Let's be healthy. Let's get rid of a lot of the downside of boxing, like a Patrick Day or a Maxim Dadashev. They might still be alive if people fought the way I'm talking about.
We spoke about it before. That boy Eric R say these boys be inactive as F. What they waiting for? Thurman? Wow. And you still got Danny Garcia. He still fight, right? He at 154. If you want a scalp from like the other generation, that scalp still flying around. He haven't beat none of his top competitors when it came down to it, but he still got a little name to him. That's a scalp that Booth can go test himself to start off at 154. Who else still from that era that's running around at 154?
You got
That was at
somebody like him at
147.
54. He 5'8" with a 68-inch reach. If I'm not mistaken, I thought I saw Danny Garcia on the schedule this week with the bet. I think I saw him at minus 1,600. Maybe it's a different Danny Garcia, but I know I saw his name on the schedule.
Yeah. So I know he's still there. It's somebody else I want to say, but I can't think of their name. Let me see. Oh shoot, it's a lot I got to catch up on. He say Dilo said if they start mixing it up at 147, they can make it hot. And then Eric R say 147 is about to be crap. All these feather-fisted 140 fighters about to come up. What? Devin.
That's a good point, though. That's a good point. The motherfuckers at 140, Josh Taylor and Jose Ramirez and all the motherfuckers, they need to move up. It's the time to move up. What you still down there trying to be a weight bully at 144 at 5'10"? Nigga, go up to 147 and stop playing.
Hey, so he's okay. But I didn't put it up. They read it up. He said, yeah, Boots on that Mangua diet. I can't see this shit. Why I don't have the word right there. Not in 2024. It's all about cloud and who's fake ducking who. D'Lo say it's about they say not in 2024. It's about clout and who fake ducking who. Top ranking GBP have entered into an agreement with Turkey and Matchroom as in bid with him to say that they could make that fight. You talking about? Let me see the Golden Boy. Who Golden Boy got?
Yeah, they partnered for that Virgil Ortiz versus Sergey Boychuk fight. I was reading an article about that shit on Boxing Scene earlier.
And that's the fight that's getting ready to come up.
Yeah.
So that's why somebody asked me at work, why come PBC don't have a deal with Turkey Al Sheikh when everybody else do? Which he kind of surprised me because I was like, why would he ask me that? But it makes sense to me now. Hell yeah.
He was speaking against the shit. They was saying motherfuckers go to Turkey Al Sheikh because they can't sell over here. They don't need no Turkey Al Sheikh because they can sell pay-per-views. That's what Tank Davis was saying. So they probably thinking like that.
Oh, okay. And they on Paramount, right? So
don't start me lying.
Yeah, they on one of these kind of no Prime. It's one of these streaming things they own.
Yeah, Amazon Prime.
Okay, that's what I want. I meant to say Prime, not Paramount. So now I ain't gonna try to make you lie. Way to help me not lie. He said, hell yeah, MS can walk through 85 shots, but 86 through 95 may be too much.
He talking about the Ennis fight when he fought against that Latino.
Oh,
that tough
yeah.
Latino.
That's how I kind of look at Brian Norman a little bit too, because when he won that fight, if that's any indication of how he'll protect himself, he can't keep taking shots like that either.
That was against the Southpaw too.
Yeah, I was thinking that.
Yeah,
he couldn't get away from the left.
If he fight against an Orthodox, he might take more punches. I done already seen him walk straight into a right hand from Boca Chica and get dropped. So he's not an infallible type fighter, but he is a good fighter though. He the type of fighter that could get some wins, but he also gonna be in some very entertaining wars.
That's how I picture him. I feel like him and T.O., I don't think they could fight. They should fight each other, but I feel like they kind of set in the same mode. He gonna end up. He not gonna really outbox too many cats. He gonna be in some like what the people like to kind of see some punches exchange, some good hard punches exchange. He gonna be that kind of guy to me.
Yeah, he probably a whoop T.O. He's a naturally bigger man. T.O. done fought as low as 135. He do got a good amateur background though. 150 and 20. Went to the Olympics and all that shit. Won national championships. But I just think this kid is young. He coming off a big win, so he hot. T.O. he been kind of inching by with wins ever since he left 135. He had trouble with Claggett. He had trouble with what's the name of the dude that beat Mikey Garcia? That Southpaw.
Errol Spence. No, it's funny.
What's his name? He ain't got a lot of power. He from Spain or some shit like that.
Shoot, I ain't even thinking who Mikey Garcia fought.
The dude that they talking about, Devin Haney, was gonna fight next.
Sandor Martin.
Yeah. A lot of people thought Sandor Martin beat Teofimo, and also when he fought against Jermaine Ortiz, a lot of people thought Ortiz beat him. As a matter of fact, me and Lala D was texting back and forth during that fight, and when Teofimo lost, she was like, "How the fuck that motherfucker win? He couldn't touch him." And that's what it looked like to me too. He couldn't touch the motherfucker. So Teofimo been kind of inching by on some not so spectacular shit. He's not very hot right now. So he going against this young fighter coming off his best win. So he hot as fuck right now, full of piss and vinegar. I think he'll whoop the shit out of T.O. right now, especially without no acclamation fights for 147. Like, you just gonna go straight hully gully. He is gonna go straight to this motherfucker, Brian Norman. No acclamation or nothing, huh? Man, give me Norman all day.
Man. I'm just laughing at some stuff. I was reading the chat and I noticed that I missed a lot. So allow me to catch up because it's been some shot in the dark and all kind of stuff. I'm like, wow. So it comes to Dino said, man, I ain't thinking about Canelo or nothing he got going on. To be honest, from Rod X, I don't even watch Canelo fights. He said,
he
right
might
there.
Get his ass whooped in the next one, though, y'all. He ain't no young man. I know we ain't got a lot of respect for the Puerto Rican, but he was 162-17, and he did win some national championships. They got a common opponent, if I'm not mistaken. Didn't Canelo fight against the Southpaw? The tough Southpaw from the UK. The motherfucker that went to Dixon. Didn't he go to Dixon with Golovkin? No, maybe not Golovkin. I think, well, maybe I'm thinking about Jaime Munguia. That might be who I'm tripping. Maybe they don't have. Maybe they don't have a common opponent.
I don't know. It's just that I just feel like Canelo going after something. I'm like, fight somebody that the people really want to see one time, just one time.
Yeah,
so I'm pretty much confident at this point that Bivol will Betterville, but will get dropped. I'm riding with Bivol. D-Lo. We had that conversation earlier. I just want cannabis, education, and entertainment TV. Is that Bruce? Gas? He done changed his name? What's going on, Bruce? Glad to see you through. Eric R is agreeing that Mason is nice. Mason is putting them youngsters on notice. Oh, them niggas on notice, Eric R. Mason, and he say Mason, Cam, and Mace, casual ass radar, but about to blow up. MZ got the Stephen A. Smith combination going down in the mirror. See, I knew it was gonna be a shot made all because I was practicing the 3-hook thing like boots. Yeah. Trey always, this one coming from Hyphy, bro. He say Trey always saying who his fighter is. His fighter 140, Tito Mercado. Mercado fights this weekend on the zone. Who he fight?
I don't know. I ain't gonna say that's my fighter. He is a 22-time national champion and shit. So I got a lot of respect for him. I'm not a big fan of his style completely. I think he's a pretty good fighter, but I wouldn't say that's my fighter. But I'm riding with Abdullah Mason all day long. Him and Bam Rodriguez.
Oh yeah.
We got something for you. Straight southpaw too.
Oh yeah. That boy Bam switch over. The little uppercut. Abdullah got that 74-inch reach that he know how to use. He got some speed with it. I was kind of questioning how much pop he had, but the accumulation of punches can do you just as much damage.
Man, that motherfucker Luis LeBron didn't know what was going on. That motherfucker was looking like bombs was falling on his ass in Vietnam. The way them bombs was going off upside his head like fireworks on his ass. Like he was looking at the corner like, God damn, what he hit me with? The motherfuckers told him 5-6 punches he hit him with.
He hit you with the 2, the 3, the 6, the 4, 5, and the 3 again. Protect yourself.
All kind of shit, man. Like I did not expect to see that. That was definitely one of the statements of the weekend. Him and William Zepeda, when he stopped Gervonta Cabrera in 3 rounds, they both made 3-round statements. Abdullah Mason and William Zepeda against 2 Iron Men, Gervonta Cabrera and Luis LeBron, 2 Iron Men.
Rod X said Catterall. He's speaking of something we had going on. I'm trying to keep my mind on it because that boy Eric Goss said, damn, my boy DeCane came in like he had auto-tunes on.
Yeah, that's what that shit sounded like.
Computer love voice ass nigga. Rod X said, ain't Usyk a lefty? Yeah, that's the name that we forgot.
All day.
Let me see. Oh, that's just conversation. That's my shit right there. He typing "and" in the chat. Don't forget, Eden switch hits without purpose at times. Yeah, that's what I was saying. He needs to pick which side he gonna just stay on when it come down to fight. I don't think he can maintain and keep doing that. Eric also said we should add Floyd Schofield. Got his son sounding like Blade in the boxing ring.
Schofield need to get his ass off in there with Lucas Body out of Canada with the knockout of the year candidate this past weekend when he went out there and knocked out Ashton H2O Seals with a double right hand and brought back the hook. It was real pretty, man. That's one reason why we like to say it's pretty when you double and triple up with the same hand. Is we get a motherfucker used to that right hand, left hand, right hand, left hand, and then you mix in a right hand, and come back with the hook on his motherfucking ass, and he was face down, ass up on the canvas, man. This shit was a thing of beauty. After the fight, he said he wouldn't mind having a fight against Floyd Schofield. Schofield was talking all that shit about Ashton Seal, talking about, like he on another level. Well, come show us. Body ain't no scrub. That's why the odds were relatively close. He a 2-time Canadian national champion. So he got some amateur background about himself. So that's the fight that we need to see next. Let's see Lucas Body versus Floyd Kid Austin Schofield.
Ding, ding. I'm going to have to get a bell sound and put it on my board. Start using it. I just got it lit up for nothing. Say nothing but smoke. Oh, I agree. All these niggas need to go up to 154. These are the words of Eric R. Because there's so many bodies up there. Ain't no room to duck.
Ain't none.
Everywhere you look, you could throw a rocket star to fight.
Hey, you clean out that division, Hall of Fame. Immediately.
Ooh. And you'll be there with the name that you're looking for. That name is floating around up there.
Yeah, that's Hall of Fame, man. You clean out that division, you done made a statement. This ain't like when Charlo was there running shit. Charlo was running a division full of B-level, B-plus level fighters. That's why they was having all kind of action pack type of fights and shit. You know what I'm saying? But it wasn't no A-level guys. It wasn't no people with deep amateur backgrounds, international competition, and all that kind of shit. Well, you got that now. You got Olympians and all kind of shit running all over the place. AIBA World Championships. You still got people like this Erickson Lubin still hanging around, if I'm not mistaken, because I think he got a fight coming up with Tim Tszyu. And you also got that Mexican fighter that the Kane was trying to tell me was bigger than what's the name of that motherfucking is he a Puerto Rican? Joey Spencer. What's the name of the dude that beat the hell out of Joey Spencer and he lost on points to Erickson Lubin? Hey, you still got Jesus Ramos up there. People don't forgot about him. He can fight. Hell, a lot of people thought he beat Lubin. Shout out to my nigga D-Lo, because I know we picked Erickson Lubin over Jesus Ramos. You know what I'm saying? That was a good pick. But a lot of people thought that he lost to Jesus Ramos. You know what I'm saying? So that's another player up there in the division that could get with any of them. Man, it's just so deep. And we sit here long enough, bro, we gonna pull out name after name after name after name. Like, what more do you need to see?
Yeah, you brought back a bad memory for me when you said Joey Spencer. I was like, oh man. Because the Kane said Ramos was bigger than Joey Spencer. And I was like, huh? And when it came down to it, when they actually got out there, he was.
Well, I didn't say he was. I just said he was still growing. He could be. So, I didn't say he was.
Well, it brought back bad memories for me because I lost my goddamn money taking them odds and shit. Because they had Joey Spencer at plus 225. We went out there and fucked our money off. So shit, that's the bad memory for me. You know what I'm saying? But I'm just saying it's just a deep division, man. Hell, even Joey Spencer can still be in some pretty decent fights. Maybe not at the very top, but like at that B level, he might still make some good fights. It ain't like he wasn't a 9-time national champion around this motherfucker.
Yeah, he has some credentials. Make you get on the betting edge and say, yeah, you know what? I'll take that. I didn't want to bring all that part in. I just wanted to go ahead with the other part of the hurt. You want to bring back the full memory of the hurt. Anyway.
I keep it 100.
Yeah, but I don't need to, you know what I'm saying? You here, take this part of the hurt with it. Since you brought it up, yeah, I guess I will, huh?
I like doing that, though, because most niggas that do that shit, all they do is talk about their wins. They don't never talk about the losses. I talk about the losses, too. That's why you can believe what I say. I'm not going to blow smoke. I'm going to tell you what happened, nigga. Either we got on their ass or they whooped our ass.
Pretty much that's the only way we can go. There ain't no other way to go.
You know what I'm saying?
Telling bro when it do go down, I'm like, bro, it went like this. He'd be like, oh man, I'm gonna have to get in. I'm like, dude, you just it takes a certain step when you're ready to make it, you will make it. Taylor versus Ramirez both looks like skeletons when they fought for Undisputed, and both still scared to move up. These are the words of the of my brother D-Lo for boxing.
Yeah, it's time to go.
Going up there, what piddle fisted you got to call him? He say he dropped T.O.'s ass with no power. I don't know who he talking about. Dropped T.O. Sandor Martin.
Yeah, Sandor Martin.
Or Martin.
Yeah.
I know it's dangerous, but I'd like to see Canelo versus. There you go, not getting it. You know Canelo ain't gonna do that. Canelo made the excuse already. I heard him say it. I heard these words come out of his mouth. Unless they got AI doing all kind of stuff extra. But Canelo was like, his fight with Bud is a no-win situation for him. If he win, he too little. If he lose, well, shit, if he lose. So Canelo like, nah, they gonna have to throw some money at him. Now the money being thrown, I don't know if Bud get past what he needs to do with Madrimal, and they start singing that Turkey out of shape, putting it down. We'll see.
Yeah, I don't really like all that kind of talk. I ain't gonna even lie. Like talking about he ain't gonna get no credit for fighting Ennis. Well, Ennis is a lot better than a lot of them opponents that you done had. So I would say that you would get some credit. If you want to move on with your career and with your life and accomplish some other shit, and you want to put that division in the rearview mirror, that's fine. I'm all for that. You earn the right to do that. But all that other shit that you're talking about, that's some bullshit. Ain't nobody trying to hear that. You ain't gonna get no credit for beating a young phenomenal fighter like Ennis. An old lion going out there turning away the young lion. Some shit that normally don't happen in boxing. And you ain't gonna get no credit. All this hype that this motherfucker got behind him, and you not gonna get no credit. Like, come on, man, you'll get more credit for that fight than the Madrimal fight. And that's just what that is, because the casual fans know about Ennis. They don't know about no Madrimal. But they need to quit asking them all them type of questions, man. Stop asking the man questions about Canelo. Let him focus on what he got in front of him, because he's not in the best spot. You're going up to a new weight class with no acclimation fight. This ain't like Andre Ward fighting against Sullivan Barrera and Rob Brand and then fighting Kovalev. This is a man going straight to 154 and fighting Madrimal. That's not easy. New weight class coming off a year layoff. It'll be about 11 months layoff by the time they fight. This is a hard spot, and you're going against a young, talented guy. So a dude that got fast twitch muscles. Whenever he wins his fights, he do backflips and shit. Like, this is a real athlete. 200 and some amateur fights, 4 on the pedigree scale. Knocked out of 5 in 6 rounds in his last fight back in March. He knocked out of 5. So, yeah, man, be focused on what's in front of you. Fuck Canelo right now. Fuck Boots Ennis. Concentrate on Madrimal. And I definitely done dropped me a little bet on Madrimal already, just in case Crawford have a night off. Or off night, I should say.
That's another angle of the situation floating in the air. Big brother stepped into the house. What's going on? Texas Timbo, Manny Draperly, my favorite producer of all time. What's up, big bro? Say, well, salute,
what's up?
fam. He said, what's up, little bro? Straightforward.
Luke, OG.
We got the Kane in here, but he probably in there cooking something or jamming, jumping in his time machine, floating back in time, picking up one of those old artists.
He making them a pot pie.
Man, haven't had a pot pie in a minute. But thinking about it, I don't want one right now either. I just don't feel like it, but you know, he get more credit for beating Boots than Earl from a Monday morning quarterback perspective.
He would. I think so. I mean, well, maybe not. I don't know. Just looking at all the factors like the car wreck and the layoff and shit, he might get more credit. And then the eye test too. Like, Earl was very effective, but it wasn't necessarily the most visually pleasing type of style. Like, I can't think of too many times I watched Earl fight with like, man, that was smooth, or man, that was pretty. It was like just a beat you down, break you down type of style. But Ennis got the eye appeal with his shit. Like, he actually my dad's favorite fighter. I got him looking up all kind of fighters. He looked up Abdullah Mason. He really liked Bam Rodriguez. He liked the way he pivot and go to the body and all that kind of shit. But he loved Ennis though. That's his guy. He think that motherfucker just talented. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I think he'll get some credit for beating such a talented type of guy.
Yeah, you know, I zoned out for a second.
Plus, Ennis might whoop Earl. I mean, the Kane that said a bunch of times he think Ennis will whoop Earl. And the way Earl done had problems with southpaws in the past, if Ennis switch southpaw, it might be trouble.
Yeah, that's a possibility. We still waiting to see what Earl. Man, we still waiting for a lot of fighters to be unveiled at 154. Come to think of it, Crawford. Oh, just 2. Earl and Crawford. Bated breath on seeing how they're going to look and what they're going to do. Crawford shooting for a belt right out the gate, right?
Yep.
Earl shooting for a belt right out the gate. It just so happens to be both in their unveiling.
Yep.
Oh, maybe this is a little more stake to the plate than I was thinking. But when I look at it, hey, you get a chance to see both of the guys that, for those that felt like the pugilistic beat down in the 47 was some kind of way obscure. They get a chance to see both of their fighters coming out around the same time, going after belts, and they get to make their assessments to see what they think they guys are going to do at 154, on top of everything else that's bubbling up in 154. Oh man, that's coming kind of lovely. Kind of lovely. DeCane, you still there? Oh, my bad. ATL. Oh yeah, he got to be gone. Typhon has skipped out like he always do. He's Rod. They said Mendoza's still at 154. That's another name. You did. The longer we sit on here, the more names that come to mind, and still sitting at 154.
Yep. He tough as fuck. He ain't gonna win nothing though. He only a 2.5 on the scale. He got that knockout over Fundora, but he showed some extreme toughness against Boachuk though. I still don't know how he went the distance. It was downright inspirational the way that man will bite down on his mouthpiece and fight back to dissuade the referee from stopping the fight. That dude is extremely tough.
That's the dude that stopped Fundora?
Yeah.
Oh. I don't know. This could be some kind of little setup. I don't know. It's starting to look a little. It just so happened Earl going up against the dude that he might stand. I know we look at the distance and how Fundora fight, but he might stand a chance to end up getting something.
Man, I'm taking Fundora all day long. He gonna whoop the shit out of Earl.
So you think Earl is about to hit the other slope and start going down here real fast?
Well,
Fundora
number one,
might
tell
TKO
me,
EJ.
when has he figured out how to be the southpaw?
He hasn't that I know of.
He ain't had a fight. He ain't had a fight since he lost to Crawford. So when has he figured this shit out? So you gonna go from one southpaw? We gonna go up the division and fight a fucking 6'7" southpaw, and I'm supposed to think you gonna beat him, and you coming off a layoff again. Like, how many times we gonna see these fucking long layoffs?
Oh, that's that way. Let me adjust the table. Eric, I'll say Fundora might TKO EJ.
Yeah, I think
I might want to retire, rethink that. He can't rethink that. It's too late. They already signed. Got to go out there and do what he got to do. They signed, right? The fight is already official.
Yeah, I don't even know. I know he gonna get his ass whooped. It's bad.
Off the bone. We got to keep it straightforward. And what it is. Fedor can't. Well, you said you don't like the way he look as the boxer instead of him being the one to go in and step to him. If that would be the best Fedor to bring to Earl, I think, if he go the one uppercuts on the inside with all that, the extra he got on it. EJ won't see 9 rounds versus that giant. Fulton said that he tired of being a once-a-year fighter. I think I read that too, where he was like, they fought so many times, and then when they become the champion, they end up only getting like 2 dates a year. I think I saw him blowing off steam on what's the name of his social media.
He said he wasted time because he was chasing against Mirzwan Akhmadaliyev. Let that be a lesson. Stop waiting around on fighters and shit. That's the same thing that happened to Stan Jonas. And I guess that's a smart thing that Crawford did. Instead of sitting around waiting on Earl, he said, fuck that. I'm about to go get this Avanesian fight and stay sharp on your ass. And we see that paid dividends for him. So, yeah, you want to get the scalps, but at the same time, if you can't get a scalp, shit, stay active, man, so you can be ready when the time comes. Be willing to
Yeah.
take less money so you can stay active too. God damn, every time you fight, I need 5 million and all this kind of shit. I ain't the type of person to stay in fighters' pockets, but if you letting the money keep you inactive and then you get your ass whooped, well, I ain't gonna feel sorry for you.
Yeah, you earned that ass whooping.
Yeah.
Or they paid to give it to you. You can look at it how you want.
Yeah, the motherfucker want to make the maximum every fight. That's how Earl think. He don't want to take a lesser fight so he can stay sharp, where he don't make as much money, but he's staying sharp though. He don't want nothing like that. I just want the maximum paying fights. So he gonna get his ass whooped fucking around with Fundora. And then I saw him in the interview talking about that ass whooping was due because he ain't exactly been living like a fighter. All right. Well, we gonna see if you done surpassed all that. I say that you haven't.
It ain't been long enough to be living right, like a fighter. You just like you got a whooping, and they told you not to do something, and after the sting go away, you do it again.
We gonna
Guess
see.
we have to see. D'Lo say Earl is still without a trainer, as far as he knows. Yeah, I haven't heard any announcement of who he's working with or anything.
That's a man that
I'm wrong. I thought I took for granted. I thought I read somewhere that he's supposed to be down there with Charlo, training with somebody there. I could be wrong.
That's a man that don't deserve no good luck. You ain't been living a Spartan lifestyle. This is his words. He said he hasn't exactly been living like a fighter. And at the same time, you owe money to your old coach and all this kind of shit. Now you done moved on from your coach and all. Did that sound like a man that deserved good luck? The boxing gods. I know there ain't no such thing, but you know how people talk. I think the boxing gods gonna punish his ass, man. He gonna get his ass whooped.
See, I mess with the boxing gods. I've said the name plenty of times. He ain't doing right. How your name gonna be the truth? And nothing of what just been said right now is truth for me. In the way of somebody who would think the truth is. Yeah. Pay that man. This man helped you get to where you are. You have accepted that story. Your family have accepted that story. That story has been told. You are the one-dimensional fighter throwing one punch, and Derrick James, through your dad, got with you and y'all started working together. He said it took over a year for you to even start talking to him. But he stuck it out and worked with you. You became a champion of 3 belts. You lost against Terrence Crawford. No fault of anybody's except Terrence Crawford's because he beat you up. Other than that man been by your side and got you where you are. You can't claim it without him because of every step's been taken with him. So if you owe him some money and you say that you did, go on and pay that man and make it right. Because the roads right now, the way it's looking, it's not gonna be no easy fights for you from here on out. You passed 30, and every fight herein that I think that you could face is gonna be a hard one, unless you call out Danny Garcia.
Even the thought of him not talking to Derrick James for a year sound crazy. So you mean to tell me you 15, 16 years old and you pouted for a whole entire year and didn't talk to a man? What kind of spoiled brat ass type shit is that? That sounds like some suburb kid ass shit. Like, that's crazy, nigga. You don't talk to your coach for a whole year. You pouted for a whole year. Like, come on, man.
I never even gave it that much thought. I just said, damn, something wrong with him or what? I had a lot of thoughts about it, but pouting wasn't one of them. So I ain't gonna do him like that, but I did have some issues with it.
It sounded like he got offended because when Derrick James first saw him fight, he kept on throwing the same shit. Double jab, left hand. Double jab, left hand. So he said, why he got some potential. Why he keep throwing the same thing? And that's when his dad was like, I want you to train him and help him. So if you a fighter, you know you throwing the same thing. Like, come on, man. Ain't nobody got to explain to you that you throwing the same exact shit over and over and over again. So would you want some help? Or you just that emotional that you can't even think like that? Like you got to be offended and then be pouting and shit for a whole fucking year off some shit that you know you doing. Like how the fuck you in the ring? You don't know that you throwing a double jab left hand over and over again. Like, come on, man, that shit sound crazy, bro.
Hey, I'm just pushing out the story that they told. And then D-Lo said I just saw a post that Luby can't go. I wonder if Ramos Jr. would get the Tim Zoo fight. Tim Zoo fight now. What happened to Luby?
That's a hell of a replacement, and I know Tim will go for it too. That type of gangster he is. He'll fight
He'd be
anybody.
glad to get into the ring. That couldn't be all healed up. I know he probably salivating to get back because I think he feel like his opportunity was like snatched away from him.
Yeah, you know he want to get back against Fondor, who's a southpaw. That's why I think he was targeting Lubin. And if he get Jesus Ramos, he'll be going from a southpaw to another southpaw. So that's a great replacement opponent in my opinion.
Well, I want to see what he did because he was hot. He was on that road up. We was waiting for that clash to take place, and all kind of lightning struck and things got shook up. And the next thing you know, it's a whole different cast and crew standing in front, vying for belts.
His team let him down. He was up on the course when that cut happened. I would have stopped the fight. If I was in this corner, I would have stopped that shit. Fuck all that trying to prove to everybody that you a Spartan. Nigga, we'll prove that shit next time. Let's get the win today. And we'll come back and show them how brave and how tough we are next time. That decision cost him a lot, man. Cost him the belt. Cost him a big fight on the well, I can't say it cost him that fight because the cut already took place. But it definitely cost him his fight, though, and it cost him his stand in the division. He kind of like an afterthought now. We think about a lot of different fighters before we think about Tim Zoo now. When he was numero uno before that shit happened.
Yeah, he was the toast of the town.
Yeah, man. So I put that on his team, man. Y'all should have stopped the fight. What the fuck you trying to continue this fight when this dude got this crazy cut on top of his head that he can't even get under control? Stop the fight.
Man, that's a good valid point right there. D-Lo, PBC doesn't have even one boxing event officially scheduled at this present moment. This is news brought to us by my boy Hyphy. D-Lo 404 says Charlo probably ain't in nobody's GM either. Yeah, dang, D-Lo, you really? Well, we're going to find out who Earl working with sooner or later because at one point they're going to have to come to the ring, won't they? EJ moving too careless. I remember him taking talking like he was willing to fight Manny with a detached retina. There's confidence and there's stupidity. I don't trust him anymore. Dang.
That motherfucker Charlo, he on like a grade 3 layoff. Like he ain't in the gym, he on the couch, and he probably doing dope. The way that motherfucker body look in his last fight, man, he ain't been training, man. That dude ain't been living good as far as being a fighter. He might as well go ahead and retire. Go ahead and get out the way while you still got your health and shit. Because if you come back and go to 168, they got some people that can deal with you up there. Imagine Charlo fighting that motherfucker from France, that Olympian. I can't think his name, the one that stopped Mark Heffron in 30 seconds. Like that's a judgment from God fight. Lying, nigga, that's a judgment fight. I can't
Thou
think of his
shall
name.
not come back to the square circle. Oh man, come on! I gotta go to the bathroom. I'll be right back.
Yeah, I don't even know where he was at off in the chat. Yeah, Billy, appreciate that shit, D-Lo. That's what I'm talking about. Rod X said, I took the words out your mouth. What you talking about? I'm just gonna jump up in there somewhere, y'all. Eric Carr said EJ moving too careless. I think he read that already. Maybe he didn't. He said, I remember him talking like he was willing to fight Manny with a detached retina. There's confidence. Yeah, he definitely read that. Rod X said, luck favors the prepared man. That's for damn sure. D-Lo said, I told folks that no tune-up mentality was all about person. Yeah, that's what it's about. D-Lo said Lubin and Ramos were supposedly the two options. Lubin supposedly had some medical issue. Okay. That's disappointing. Eric Carr says, then don't forget, you get so mad at Thurman that you leave generational wealth on the table for principle instead of making them pay. Porter and Danny made them wait too. And Bud did EJ worse. All right. I can't say that I exactly know what you're talking about. I ain't gonna lie. I'm on this gas though. Eric Carr said with the Black Prom, then Thurman. I don't know what that mean either. D-Lo said I'm talking about Jamel, but you are right about Jamal too. Yeah. They might as well go on here and retire both of them. I guess Jamel do got some left. He can go to 160 and do a little something, but his stock so low because of that Canelo fight. He gonna have to get back in the good graces of the fans. Because we ain't forgot about that performance. That shit was ridiculous. Rod X the Champ said that Fondor was a replacement fight. He was coming off late replacement opponent and shit. But them be dangerous though, man. You go from an orthodox fighter to a 6'7" southpaw in his prime. Shit, a lot of people was picking Fondor to win too. Eric Carr said Charlo might F around and get Mosley Jr.
What happened to Mosley Jr.?
Yeah, that's why I was thinking. I don't know what he's talking about. That motherfucker coming off a win.
Yeah, he just beat Brandon what's his name? Danny Jacobs.
Yep.
The Magic Man, the Miracle Man.
D-Lo said Jamel might got some ass whooping left to get.
Wow. Okay, so you already read everything.
Yeah.
Appreciate you keeping it down for me, bro. Appreciate you keeping it down.
Yeah, I want to talk about a couple of fights this weekend real quick, if you don't mind.
Feel free, because I was thinking about the WNBA. I'm gonna give it right back to you. But DeCane, I got to get that from you because I couldn't get it last week, and I want to get it this week. And did you see the WNBA's All-Star team beat up on the Olympic team? And Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark, all them on the same team, they drove those girls. But okay, bro, my bad.
Yeah, they went out there and handled their business. Agumba Wale out of
and she
Dallas.
was hitting threes like a mug. Agumba Wale was stopping and popping too. Oh my gosh. I'm tripping because I watch these girls play and I literally get more excited watching them play than I watch the NBA. That's how excited about these girls I am. So DeCane, I got to get that from you, man. But go ahead, bro. My bad. You said her name, and I lost it because all I could see is her pulling up at the three and holding it that second, and then turning around. And oh man, they was balling. Oh, go ahead, bro. My bad.
Caitlin had 10 downs. Angel Reese had a double-double.
Yep.
When I think did they thing.
They was balling.
Yeah.
They was balling. I think Angel Reese trying to squash that stuff that the media and everybody keep trying to keep going on because she keeps saying that she loved the way that Caitlin Clark played. And she loved her game. She a good person. And then, her little prediction of we might be teammates one day coming true. That's all. That aged real well.
Yeah. All right, I'm going to talk about some of the fights this weekend. Count Ross got us out there bad this weekend, man. The very first fight, Gore Yuritsian versus Arum Amirkanian or something like that. That's a badass fight, man. Both of them are Armenian. Both of them done trained out a wild card. They've been knowing each other for 10 years, but they ain't never sparred with each other. Goryuritsin was 151-30 as an amateur. He was a 6-time Armenian champion. He won bronze medals at the European Championships twice. And he a power puncher. He got 18 wins with 14 knockouts. He a pretty cool customer in the ring, orthodox fighter. Like I said, he got Freddie Roach as a trainer, so he a quality fighter. He going against this guy, Americanian. Um, he a 4 on my scale. He went to the AIBA World Championships, went deep in the tournament. He at least made, I think, to the semifinals, I want to say. He got a win over Gervonta Stanionis at the AIBA World Championships. He a southpaw, 34 years old. He a quality fighter. 15-0-1, got 4 knockouts, so he ain't got a lot of power, but he pretty good with the technique. Yuritsin, he is 29 years old, so he in his prime. This fight is gonna be on UFC Fight Pass. It's gonna be promoted by Tom Loeffler. Yuritsin is the Tom Loeffler fighter, so he the house fighter. If it's gonna be some politics, it's gonna be on his side. They got him as a big favorite, as a 7-1 favorite. If you take 6.5-1 favorite. If you take your Americanian, you get plus 400. So that's kind of worth taking a look at. But Americanian is coming off a year layoff. So that's the wrinkle in the equation, you know what I'm saying? But that's gonna be a good fight, man. It's hard to pick. If I was just going off my scale, I want to take Americanian. But with the politics in the year layoff, I might have to take Goryuritsin, but I won't be surprised if he loses. So then the next fight we got Omar Trinidad versus Victor Slavinsky. That's gonna be a pretty good one. Trinidad ain't got the deep amateur background. Slavinsky got a little something going on. I don't remember exactly what it was. I only heard it mentioned once when he fought against Edward Vasquez, a real tough southpaw down in the at featherweight. He one of my favorite fighters, but he got a win over Slavinsky. It was like a majority decision, or maybe a split decision. But Slavinsky done been in there with some good fighters. He been off in there with one of them Barthelemy. I want to say LeDuan Barthelemy. He beat him by split decision or something like that. He'd have been in there with several good fighters, but he a lot smaller than this guy. He's only 5'5", and he going against a guy that's 5'9", and he's the house fighter too. Trinidad. He signed with Tom Loeffler. So if there's some politics going on, it's gonna be in favor of Trinidad. You know what I'm saying? So then another fight, we got Daniel Perro. He gonna have a fight. He the younger brother of Lenier Perro, the dude that beat Frank Sanchez 6 times in the amateurs. So we gonna see what he talking about. Of course, we got Joe. Go on mute for me, bro, so we don't hear all that. Of course, we got Joe Joyce versus Derek Chisora this weekend. That should be a good action type fight. You know, Chisora always in good fights. Dennis the Menace McCann versus Ayinat Baluta. That's gonna be a very good fight. The first time they fought, it was a war, and I had Baluta whooping his ass, and I actually picked McCann. McCann was 50-4 as an amateur and was a 9-time national champion. So he basically averaged a national championship every 6 fights. And he went out there and fought this Baluta. Baluta is underrated. He done been in there with good fighters. He done been robbed a bunch of times, and he come fight hard. I'm talking about he hit McCann with a lead left hook in the first round. I thought his goddamn head was going to spin around like the Matrix. Not the Matrix, but the Exorcist when he took that shit. The fight got stopped because of a cut, if I'm not mistaken, and they ruled it a draw, but it shouldn't have been no draw. Baluta really whooped his ass, you know what I'm saying? But he is coming off a year layoff. McCann done had a fight since then. I think he went 10 rounds, so he should be the sharper guy. They say in rematches you want to take the slicker guy in the rematch, like when you got Sugar Ray Robinson versus Jake LaMotta. You come back with the slicker guy. Andre Ward versus Kovalev. You come back with that decorated guy. So that type of thinking says that we should come back with McCann. But I won't be surprised if Baluta go out there and put hands on him because he's that tough. Then we got Ryan Garner versus Archie Sharp. That's like one of my best fights of the weekend. We got two guys with deep amateur backgrounds. Both of them fought at the European Games. Archie Sharp, he won a silver medal at the European Games. And Ryan Garner, he won a gold medal at the European Games. Both of them fought in some other lower level international shit, won national championships over there in the UK. They both really good fighters, man. I got Ryan Garner as a slight favorite, 2-1 favorite. I'm looking at Garner for the win too, because he a little bit more polished than Archie Sharp, in my opinion. You know what I'm saying? So then we got Moses Itama. He one of them young up and coming heavyweight prospects, and he is extremely talented. He got somewhat of a step up fight going against Marius Watt, but I expect Itama to go out there and run over this motherfucker. It's gonna be bad. He might knock him out in 2-3 rounds, maybe even the first round. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna go through all the fights, y'all. I'm just gonna pick out the ones that stand out to me. Of course, we got Carissa Shields going for a heavyweight championship against Vanessa LePage, Joe Nice or something like that. Pretty tough woman. She has been stopped one time, but she got stopped by the woman that got popped for PEDs after she fought against Franchise Cruz. Carissa is a major favorite, like a 50-1 favorite. She should go out there and win this pretty easily. So then we got Michelle Rivera fighting against Hugo Alberto Roldan, a real tough guy from Argentina. We bet against him. We actually bet with him one time and he won for us. Then we bet against him when he fought against Joseph Adorno. And Adorno went out there and got that money for us. But he's a real good, tough fighter, man. He'll a pretty quality fighter. I say maybe like a C+ level fighter or something like that. So I expect Rivera to win, but Roldan is going to fight back. Then we got Ernesto Mercado. He coming back for a showcase fight this week against Hector Sarmiento. Mercado should get the knockout. Shojahan Ergashev versus Julian Smith is a pretty interesting fight. Ergashev got the deep amateur background, 4 on the pedigree scale. He's going against a 2. But that 2, he got an upset victory over, I want to say maybe Cuban, either Cuban or Dominican. He beat a guy in his last fight that you wouldn't expect him to beat. So he coming in kind of hot. As a matter of fact, he got the stoppage in that fight. You know what I'm saying? He got a little amateur background, like I said. He won a regional championship when he was in the amateurs. That's why I got him as a 2. But he going against a 4 in Ergashev, Southpaw. Let's see how that shit gonna go. And then we also got a Japanese fight that we gonna check out, that Jinhiro Shigioka or something like that against Pedro Tataran. That's gonna be an interesting one too. I'm expecting Shigioka to go out there and stop that motherfucker. That's gonna be my first time getting to see him fight live, though. You know what I'm saying? So I'm looking forward to that. But that's just a little rundown on the fights this coming up week, man, for y'all to be on the lookout for. And I ain't gonna, my bad for talking you to death.
No, it's all good. Clarissa Shields going for that next title. That boy Ron X was giving you props. He was saying when you was talking about taking less money to stay busy fights, to stay busy, that make hella good sense, because you're still getting paid to do what you claim that you love to do.
Yeah.
So why not giving people more glimpses at you? Every fight don't have to be a pay-per-view fight. People that really fans of you, they'll still watch you. Deontay Wilder did a good move on that.
Yeah, when I read the boxing books and stuff about the old timer fighters, that's the type of shit that they would do. They wasn't just trying to get the maximum extraction as far as the money go for every fight. They was willing to take less money and have them type of tune-up fights and all that kind of stuff. And it wasn't just the fighter, it was actually the managers that was setting them up for these situations. So a lot of this responsibility also falls on these managers. The way that they move in fighters and advising fighters and all this kind of shit, it ain't been the best. It ain't like the old school. So yeah, I'm with you, bro. Take less money and keep yourself sharp, man. That's basically what you're paying for, in my opinion. You're paying to stay sharp.
Yep. But like you said, you got those fighters that I don't take tune-ups. Tune-ups is stay sharp fights, which means you're not gonna get as much money. Deontay Wilder would take less. Who was that he fought that he was like, man, we don't even need to put this on pay-per-view because it's not a pay-per-view fight. He was one of the few people, if I've ever heard say that before.
Yeah, that sounds familiar, but I don't remember what fight it was.
Yeah. I don't know what hype he ran off to because he didn't want to put this title up. I want to see how he trying to shoot and say that Shakur Tank has this in the contract, which I'm like, they quiet. So as far as I know, they probably have seen something. Maybe they negotiating right now, him and Shakur, since Vasily has stepped away from the table and decided to hold up until 2025.
Yeah, I don't really know too much about it, OG.
Well, if it's baby world beater, this is your chance. If you get a chance to step up, this is it. You know, we don't call you baby world beater for nothing. We give you some respect, but if Vasily got out the way and your name is next on the list, what you gonna do? What you gonna do with the little short dude that put his hands up and come at you, that brings pressure to you? How you gonna combat that? You got to remember too, when you in distance to throw your punches, that means he's in distance to throw his because he has longer reach than you. Can you really use your legs through the whole fight?
Who got the longer reach?
Don't Tank got longer reach than
No,
Shakur?
hell no.
How long is Shakur on?
68 and Tank is like 65 or some shit. Well, 67, I think.
Yeah,
67.
I thought Tank had okay. Forgive me. My bad don't give you the wrong dimensions, baby world beater. You got a little reach to you. But can you work that all night? Can you keep popping that jab and keep that lefty from getting to you? He know how to cut off the ring. So you got to be able to do something to get yourself out of tight situations when they occur. Can you pop him and pop him enough to be able to reset him and move around? Do you got that in you? You got to have the heart. You can have all the skills. I know they saying Floyd Mayweather say you got the better skills. You can have it. But you got to have the heart to go with it. Because all those skills, they'll break down if you ain't got the heart to pump them. What you gonna do?
Yeah, you got to have the mental toughness too. If the crowd start booing, fuck them. Get the win.
Yeah, he got to win though. But I don't think he will. I can't speak for the judges, but I don't think it would be acceptable to win on the bicycle just constantly moving through the whole fight. He's got to engage. Baby world beater, you got to engage, man. You got to thump up on Tank, man. You can't let him just come at you, boom, boom, letting it go on you. And he can box. Because all you guys at the top have said Tank can box. That the crowd is underestimating him. Well, since you told us we underestimating him, this is the fight for you to show us why you should be considered great, because you spoke it a lot. Like I said, baby world beater, you did your thing. You got an amateur background, silver medalist. Tank ain't been to the Olympics. It's a lot of glaring things that you got going. Make it what it is. Show the world that you the number 135 pounder, and we just been sleeping on you. Show us. If that fight show up, you should jump all on it with your hands and your feet. Put all kind of prints, whatever print you can put on it to prove that it was you that you signed and you ready, put it. So we can see this fight.
Me personally, if I was Shakur, I wouldn't fight Tank without no representation, though. Fuck no. I'm not about to have everything Tank Davis, promotions, and Tom Brown and all them dudes. And I'm just out here on the island without no representation. And so they can fuck me over on the cards. That would be stupid, because if you beat Tank, likely it's going to be by decision. And if they go to the cards, you need a first shake. So if you ain't got no representation, you likely ain't going to get no first shake. If you go out there and box and move and groove and Tank Davis come forward all night, even if he ain't landing punches, he will get those rounds if you don't have representation. That's how robberies are made. It's about the promotion and all that kind of shit. So it really would be better if he was still with Top Rank and they did like a joint promotion so he can have some representation. But if he gonna be a free agent and go into a fight with Tank, I'm really supposed to expect him to get a fair decision, and he don't have no representation in the promotion. Like, come on, man. That would be stupid. I know we want to see the fight, but nigga, I ain't going into the fight without representation. I got to be able to have a fair shake. If I got to at least have some co-promotion or some shit, we need to have Shakur promotions, SS promotions or something. I am not gonna just look at Tank Davis promotions and PBC and like, no, I'm not going out like that.
Wouldn't him getting well? I don't know. Would all they lay on his lay on his hands of him getting some promotion, or should he turn to his OG, James Prince, to get him some promotion and that backing when it comes to going to the table instead of it all being Tank, everything Tank's way?
Man, I might team up with Bob Brown just for one more fight, just a one fight little deal or something, just so I can have some representation off in the promotion and fight them like that. But I ain't just going hully gully, just out there raw dogging it and just going to the promotion like that. Like, nah, I ain't doing that. Like, it's one thing to be brave and we want the fights, but I ain't gonna be stupid about it though.
Right.
And just from what I've been seeing in boxing, that's a major part of this. You know what I'm saying? You got to have representation in the promotion.
If you don't, they will take it from you. And have you crying on camera.
Man, salute to Shakur Foster, man. I still feel bad for him.
Salute to that brother. Because he was touching and not getting touched. And they took it. So, Rod, did I read this? Eric also said it would be a bad look for Shakur to let another fight slip away if Tank is on the table. Rod X said, if you don't tune the car, how do you expect it to ride good? Well, you got to tune it. You got to keep it in shape. You got to make sure the shock's right and the lift's right. Your tires is all aired up right. Everything got to be together. The oil change on time. Come to speak of it, it's time to get one for mine. Said Shakur definitely gonna have to fight. I just don't see him having the respect for his power that Frank had to make it to the 7. Well, to give Shakur a little onlook, that's the baby world beater. He got a lot more experience than what Frank had. So he could call on a lot more than what Frank could call on. Frank, he was limited at what he could turn to facing Tank. Tank had a lot of things that he could do, little nuances that he could mess with him. He jokingly said, "You see, I knew I had him when I fainted him the first time. How he almost jumped across the ring, so I knew I had him every time I fainted." And when you hear a fighter make that kind of statement, you look at him in other fights, and you see a fighter that's a little more seasoned. Those feints don't affect them in such a certain as bad. I've seen some fighters actually get fainted and not even give ground. They just lean back a little bit. And if you did shoot at them, they'll pop your ass right back real quick with a counter. So it just depends on how much they got. Shakur is not Frank. So I wouldn't rely on that too much.
I'm with you on that all day.
So other than that, Tank and Shakur, that's gonna be a good fight. I would suspect it's not gonna be an easy task. Tank just ain't gonna go out there and roll over him. And, he's gonna have to cut off the ring and catch him. But if Shakur got the heart, if his heart is anywhere to match the words that come out of his alligator mouth, he gonna be a very difficult task for Tank to just go out there and take down. Power or no power, he gonna have to box this dude and get to this dude. Which this guy ain't gonna just be sitting in the building and not snipering and shooting and attacking back. He gonna be releasing some shells, what they call it, some anti-tank rounds. He gonna have to release some of them to slow Tank down, get him off track. You got to look for it to be exciting. If we can get the spectacle that we expected, because it should be that. It should be a very good spectacle. The stars gonna come out, Tank and Shakur. Everybody know who Shakur is. Let's not pretend like we don't know. He didn't got to where the social media people, the ones that got money that came from other professions, he done got on their radars where they talking about it. So that means pop culture now knows Shakur, and he's riding in the jet with Tank. this the time now. If it's a time to make the fight, strike now where the iron is hot, but have a good team to be like Trey said. Don't go in there without no protection, where you just get pushed into a corner and all kind of stuff happen to you, Paul, because you're trying to fight. But anybody thinking the Tank gonna go out there and just beat up Shakur, don't think that. Don't let yourself fall for that conversation because it's deeper than that. That man can fight.
Yep, all them fighters that we judge and Tank off of and giving them a bunch of credit, Shakur beat all them guys. So we just got to see them against each other. We got a 3.5 against a 5. And I ain't going to count out that 5. A young, in his prime 5. I think he got action. And really, the Frank Martin fight made me feel more confident about him beating Tank. Because the shit that Frank was doing that he was successful at, Shakur can do that shit all night long. And he ain't going to get tired. I think if Frank Martin had a better gas tank and was able to make it to the final bell, he could have won. Yeah, it ain't like he wasn't winning rounds. Shakur the type of dude, we ain't winning no rounds against him. You know what I'm saying? Like it ain't been too many fighters that won rounds against him, but I could pick out several fighters that have won rounds against Tank. Even Carmel Moulton said he could see Tank losing some fights because of his punch output be pretty low. He real economical, so he can be outworked. I don't see a unbeatable type motherfucking Tank. I know everybody's impressed with the power and all that kind of shit, but it's more the power than in boxing. It's more than power. You know what I'm saying? Is what I'm trying to say. So I give Shakur. Not only do I give him action, I got him as the favorite. Not a huge favorite. I say minus 125 plus 100. But I got Shakur as a slight favorite, though. Maybe even minus 150.
Now, I ain't an odds maker, don't know how. But I will say that we said back in the day that when it came down to it, who we thought would be the last two standing, we picked Tank and Shakur, number 1 and number 2 fighters. I remember saying that sometime. It was over a year ago. I don't know what's going on with Lomachenko, but if he's out the way presently, and we can get the fight made where it's balanced out and equaled out, so Shakur ain't just tossed out because Hype is saying that he was sent a low ball to, what was it, a low ball to Lomachenko, which I don't know. I don't know what's going on. All I know is this is the time that these fights should be happening. And money shouldn't be the cause of them not happening. That's it. But Shakur gonna be able to, he's going to box because that's what he is. He's a boxer. I don't think he's gonna be trying to rely on power to knock Tank out. But he can tap Tank up well enough and keep Tank at a low output. Maybe something could happen. Tank will have to come out fast, come out hard, applying pressure, constant pressure, hoping that he gonna tire Shakur out or run Shakur into a mistake that we might not expect. It's gonna be high level chess. Can he shake Shakur mentally? I heard Shakur saying some things when he was talking to Andre Ward and Terrence Crawford. They made me look at it when he was like, I was thinking a certain way and it didn't happen. And he really didn't know which way to go. He was like, damn, I can't get rid of this dude. You know, can you get caught into that smoke of that dealing with Tank bringing pressure on you? Or could he surprise Tank and hit Tank with something to make Tank decide not to run up? We got to remember, Tank sparred Frank Martin. He kind of knew what he was going to get. We got to remember, Tank sparred with Shakur before, unless I'm tripping. So they kind of know each other. They know what the truth is when it comes to what it is that each other is going to bring to each other, for sure. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
My boy Rod X said, man, I grew up on Stay Busy fights. I think Tank and Shakur will look like Shakur versus De Los Santos if Shakur beats Tank. Shakur versus De Los Santos. No, I think it'll be more entertaining than that. it'll be a lot more entertaining than that. It'll always have that aspect of that one punch. When is that one punch gonna come from Tank to change the fight around? Will he land that punch? Will it be to the body? Will it be to the head? Will Shakur be slick enough and smart enough to be able to get away from it? What will feints? How will feints take place throughout the fight? Whose approach of
the more action, the worse it is for Shakur. Shakur needs to slow the fight down, fuck the fans and what they got to say, and just go out there and box his ass up. That's what he needs to do.
I have noticed though in some of the fights, Tank, I don't know if it's purposely or accidentally, but a lot of times with Ryan Roley, when he fight these guys, they end up giving up the outside foot advantage. I see them when they jab, they end up jabbing to the inside of him, and they end up in a spot where he could just connect on them ridiculously. A lot of times that I've seen him really put a pound on a guy where they was like caught uncommonly, they foot positions that lead dominance, would always be on the outside. And I feel like they giving that up. And hopefully Shakur don't do that.
That ain't got shit to do with this, because lead foot dominance is only southpaw versus orthodox. This is southpaw versus southpaw, so that shit goes straight out the window.
Oh, out the window, okay. Oh, everything is open. You can just get punched straight in the grill, straight down the pipe if you ain't on point.
Yeah, technically they call this a closed guard fight, but the lanes is wide open though. Yeah, they're gonna be more in front of each other. Them angles go out the window. The lead for dominant shit go out the window. This is southpaw versus southpaw.
Okay. So this is like who pit bull when you fight dogs, when you put them head to head. Who pit bull just gonna give up and give ground? Who gonna get chewed on? Who gonna get locked on and pulled down first?
I mean, not necessarily. I mean, Shakur can still go out there and box the motherfucker. But as far as like stepping around the lead foot, getting to the dorsal side and all that kind of shit, that's not going to play a factor in this fight. Lead foot dominance, none of that shit. He can just go out there and just straight up boxing, like an orthodox versus orthodox.
And try to call it a day. They're going to automatically move away from each other's power hand. Man, I just want to know if it happened, I'm watching. And yeah, tonight I'm getting that NBA thing, WNBA thing. I got to get it from Duquesne because I think, like I said, I didn't get a chance to get it last week. I wasn't set, but I'm set today. I want to watch these games, and I'll shoot you the code when I find one if it worked like that. Yeah. Or did he already?
No.
All right. Well, I ain't gonna hold us up too long because I'm about to go ahead. My grandson been with me for 2 weeks, bro. He came, he went home to get his 2-month shot, but he back. I've been loving every minute of it. My house is just full of love.
Yeah, that's what's up.
So,
yeah, appreciate you letting me on the panel, man. Salute to the chat and shit, man. Had a good time chopping it up with the boxing. I gotta go find me something to eat though, man. I ain't ate worth a fuck today after my workout and all that kind of shit. Got me feeling kind of lightheaded, so I'm about to go in this kitchen and get my Chef Boy RD on in this motherfucker. Still got to find some bets and shit for this weekend. I done pulled all my hair out. Look like I got alopecia in this bitch because these tough fights. Yeah, these tough fights got me pulling all my hair out and shit, man. Trying to find us a couple of bets for this weekend. I got one on the brain though. They got this dude Justice Hooney out of Australia going against this tough guy. His last name is Pilcher. They got the fight going the distance at plus 220, so we'll probably take that bet when it's available to us on Bovada. When it's available, I'll shoot you a text and let you know. But I ain't gonna talk y'all to death, man. Salute to everybody, man. Catch y'all on the next one.
Peace.
Yeah.
Well, we had a great time. I hope y'all enjoyed yourselves. We got a chance to talk about a little bit of boxing. covering on how things might go, what we're looking forward to, and stuff like that. Hoping that some fighters go ahead and realize that chasing greatness don't always mean chasing another fighter. Sometimes it means just taking care of business on your level and what you got to do. Collect the scalps that's around you. Don't worry about the greats. You only turn into a great when you handle your business with everything that's good around you. With that being said, I'm going to go ahead and give y'all the peace out and holler at y'all next week. Till then, keep it tight.